What's going on, y'all? Give me 1 second. Get into the houses in a minute. Let's see. Let me get it in a minute. All right. Yeah. I don't know what was happening or whatever. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna go with this. I know Grinch was live. All right. We're gonna get into the houses real quick. This ain't gonna be much to it. Noise. So cardioid, yeah. Let's see here. All right. Let's talk about it for a minute. Okay. The houses, the 12 houses, and I'm just going to put this in here. And that's just the thing. But for me, we're going to overview it. And let's see what the zodiac that I got. Astrology. Okay, we're gonna go to each by each houses. I already got the other one, astrology.com, but this one is my favorite here. Okay, let's read this off. In astrology, houses represents a way to make every moment in time personal and brought down to the level of planet Earth. There are consequences of our planet's rotation come to existence by division of the elliptic plane into 12 pieces. In Western astrology, there are several house systems that are still used, while the most common one at the moment is the Pisces system. Yeah, the Placidia system, I believe. Yeah, that's what the one is the most in the moment. They were saying, okay, how they come to be, okay? And one day, an ascended first house cusp will move through all the signs in a zodiacal circle. In an ascent, the ascendant and the descendant in each natal chart. Natal chart gets defined by dawn and dusk, or moments when the sun is rising in the east and settling in the west. This is why a person will have the sun near their ascendant if they are born at the dawn, and near their descendant if they are born at sundown. In general, the sun will be above the horizon in one of the upper houses if you were born by daytime, and the sun below the horizon if you were born at nighttime. I was born in the daytime. I was born in the afternoon. I was born 12:35 p.m. Central Time. Eastern Time with y'all at 1, right? Back in 88. So 12:35 p.m. my time. I was back in 88. Yeah, that's when I was born. Sun above horizon, upper blah. If you were born at nighttime, houses are numbered counterclockwise from the cusp of the first house and always projected on the elliptic ecliptic. Yeah, ecliptic. Project on the ecliptic. Okay. Just imagine if you imagine yourself in the middle of your natal chart. You'll see that above your planets, above the horizon. If you need to feel connection to the universe, you can see the look up in the sky at night. You will see them in the same position as they stand in the chart of this moment. But the only difference here is in their orientation. Since the chart drawing differs from our usual concept of the east and west, putting east on the left and the west on the right. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see the houses, and since they are fictional lines, use to divide the circle into 12 pieces. Basic house division, right? Basic house division. We can use space or time basis to divisions of houses. They're always numbered counterclockwise from the cusp of the first house, and this cusp ascendant will be defined by eastern point at a specific moment. If our divisions is based on our space, the plane is divided in equal arcs, 30 each. If the basis in its time houses are either invariant and represent 2 hours of the sun's apparent movement each, or temporal, what time and day and nighttime are divided into 6 parts. Whatever their division, we are also aware that any entire chart has 360 degrees. An important thing to remember those lines and the facts is all the systems will make sense at some point. But the Placidius system has shown to be truly significant as the leader in its use. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't try out other systems. See if you get along better with some others. House systems, house interpretations. Let's look at house systems. They say it's equal. Okay, let's look at this. Signs of the house is one of the most simplified systems of the house still in use. Here, the ascendant and consider only defined rising sign in the first house begins at the signs of 0 degrees. Each fallen sign corresponds to the falling house until the circle is complete. But the system was the main system in a Hellenistic tradition of astrology and is still in use in the Vedic astrology. Equal house system also divides the ecliptic in the 12 pieces of 30 degrees. But the first house cusp is defined by the ascendant or the eastern point of the sunrise. The system is mainly used total in the higher latitudes, especially above 60 degrees, whether the Placidian system is quite distorted. In both of these systems, the midheaven or the highest point in the chart MC does not represent at 10 house cusp. Instead, it moves around any of the houses above the horizon. The quadrant house systems. Quadrant house systems divide the houses by 4 points. An ascendant nadir, Amun, Koli, descendant in midheaven. Middle coily. We call them in angles, and each horoscope has their represented strongly ascended houses where every planet gets special strength of influence in person's lives. We will only mention some of them here, relevant for our work here, or commonly used in different astrological approaches today. The Porphyri's regional monotonous. The simplest quadrant house system is the Porphyri's system, which divides each quadrant of the ecliptic into 3 equal parts. It represents the basis for all the quadrant house system, although their exact points are calculated differently. If the celestial equator is divided into 12, these 3 divisions project on the ecliptic, we would get a regional monotonous system. It is mostly out of us at this time, but it's an important predecessor of the most common use in system in modern Western astrology, Placidius system of houses. Placidius's house system is based on each degree of the ecliptic, moving from the nadar into the horizon and from the horizon of the midheaven and the main. This system has to face in higher latitudes. Higher latitudes. Because certain degrees never touch the horizon, and planets falling in cannot be assigned into houses without extending the system. If you create a chart in some distance in northern cities, you will see the distortion of swallows the chart and makes it impossible to use houses at all. When you all have are two large houses and those standing next to them. Okay, the Meridian, although there are other houses that were important in some moment in history, these are the ones that will be relevant for our work. This list wouldn't be complete without a truly special entity. The Meridian house system, which divides the celestial equator into 12 pieces of 30 degrees and projects them to the ecliptic along the great circles containing the north and the south celestial poles, although you will probably rarely use it. The house system can truly come in handy in relocation and astrology. So that's the house systems, house interpretations. So we're going to go with house molality. Yeah, modularity, house molality. Yeah, we're going to go into that. And yeah. So just like the signs of the zodiac having their quality, molality, and belong to certain elements of the nature houses have similar ways of expression. Angular houses are the ones defined by starting points of the quadrants, meaning they are horoscopes, angles, 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th house. These houses represents the activity, the energy moving forward, to move forward. So what they're saying is, are in a way connected to the nature of Mars. Correct. That's the angular houses. The first house you already know is the Aries. The 4th house is Cancer. The 7th house is Libra. The 10th house is Capricorn. Let me read that again. The first house is Aries. Aries is the first house of the zodiac. The 4th house is Cancer. The Cancerians, because Gemini is the 3rd house. The 4th house is Cancer. The 7th house is Libra. That's the balance of scales. That's like the 3rd of the cardinal zodiac, the quality sign cardinal. And the 12th house is the Capricorn. That's the last of the cardinal zodiac sign right here. So it's connected to Mars. They say that's the angular houses. Okay, succeeding houses are those that follow angular ones, protected from all changes and too much movement. These are closely connected to stability, reminds us a lot of fixed sign quality. These houses. Yeah, that's what they say. And here's what they say. Let's read the angular houses again. These houses represents activity, energy to move forward. This is called the cardinal sign. Like I just read, the first house is Aries. 4th house is what I say. Aries. 4th house is Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Capricorn is the 10th house. 7th house is Libra, and the 4th house is Cancerians. We already know the first house is Aries. Now, it says fixed signs quality. These houses are the 2nd house is Taurus, 5th house, Leo, 8th house, Scorpio, 11th house, Aquarius. And the reason we say this because the Aquarius is the last one. I talked about this before, and that's one of their houses. And you can have them listed, whatever. And we're going to go into these periods and we're going to show you what they do in the houses. Let me find that little quick. Hold on. Oh, wrong one. Wrong shit. My fault. I messed up the guide. Let's see. Let me get this right. Yeah, complete zodiac and their meanings. Yeah. Because I want to look at this now. You already got the houses. So Aquarius is 11th, and you already know the last two. It's super easy. What's going on, Bunker? Salute to you, brother. Seventh house in the building. He's a Cancerian. All right, shouts out to you. My Cancer is child is a prick crab in shell. My Leo is bossy. Okay, cool. This is what we're gonna do here. Yeah, we're gonna act up. Yeah, Bunker's in the building. Let's see. These are succeeding houses. That's what they call it. Angular houses, you already know. I'm gonna write these down. Let's see. I'm gonna write these down. Y'all give me 1 second because what we have here is a little knowledge here. So give me a second. Piece of paper. Shit. Let me go on mute. Yeah. So we got this right here. And we got it. So the angular houses. Oh, God. Bruh. I want to read this again. And I know people speaking on dude right now. So the angular houses. And we got succeeding houses. I know people's talk about different things. These are houses that deals with the fixed sign quality. And we're going to read them by definition. And then one right here is the cadent houses. Cadent houses. All right. So the first house is Aries. This is talking about the cardinal signs. Fourth house, Cancer. Libra is the seventh house. Scales and balance. Because that's the seventh house. This is the fourth. This is the first house. Okay. So what we found, they deal with nature of Mars. Because Aries is a Mars planetary sign, right? So we have these right here and we balance them out. This is cardinals. It's a cardinal signs. This is their quality. That means change, moving forward, beginning of change, high quality. That's what it means. Cardinals. And succeeding, we already know, is your Taurus. That's the second. Your fifth sign, we already know, is Leo. That deals with fire. It's a fire sign, but it's also a fixed sign. And your other fixed sign, number 8, is Scorpio. That deals. Did I say it right? Scorpio. Hold on. Scorpio. Scorpion, right? And these, and the last but not least, the Aquarius. It is a air sign, by the way. A lot of people think it's a water. It's an Aries. They are visionaries. This sign is a home of visionaries. A lot of people try to say Capricorns are visionaries. No, Aquarius is more visionaries than Capricorn. Capricorn is not visionaries. Capricorns are pragmatic people. They're not visionaries. They are visionaries in a arsenal, but they're not the true visionaries. It's not true. They're pragmatic. That's it. Visionaries is Aquarius. Aquarius are the visionaries of the sign. A lot of people think they're not, but they are. They deal with knowledge. Capricorns don't deal with knowledge. They deal with practical things. They're more like see a goat itself is practical and pragmatic. And what they do is it's like a day in office. They don't figure out what they need to do. So what I just wrote down to succeed in, this is fixed signs. Fixed signs are stability people. They deal with, and they're more conservative than anything else. So when you have something like this and you have this molality, that's what we're talking about, house of molality. So we're going to discuss that, the house molality thing. I'm going to write it down in the blue in a minute. So we already know, and let's read this down here. The cadent, our third, that's Gemini. The sixth is okay, let's see. Hold on. Let me break that down. No. Yeah, 6 is Virgo. Hold on. 6 is Virgo. The 9th is Sagittarius, and the last is Pisces. Okay, this is the mutable sign, the cadent houses. Okay, so we're gonna go with, these are mutable signs. So we're gonna go with Gemini is third, and we know Virgo is the 6th house. It's Virgo, that's after Leo, that's 6. That's a stumble. And Sagittarius, they're great storytellers, by the way. They're the storytellers of the bunch. And the 12th is also Pisces. My fault. I always spell Pisces wrong. It's a habit. And these deal with the mutable signs. All right. Modality. Yeah, modality of houses. The modality. Is it modality or modality? We'll put that in motion. So we're gonna put this up here, and let's get back to it. And yeah, I just wrote it down so I can read it. So get my mind focused. So yeah, they are a bit tricky for seem to be predecessors to what comes in the next angular house. These are houses connected to primary to the process of learning, but we shouldn't neglect their role as basis of anything created by activities done later on in angular houses. So the angular house is the cardinal signs, succeedent, fixed signs, cadent, mutable signs. Okay, the 4 elements, similar to the zodiac sign houses, also belongs to 4-element nature, just like their corresponding signs. Each of them carry a story in its element. This particularly means that the first house corresponds with the sign of Aries, and such belongs to the element of fire. The same goes for every house that follows the second house belonging to the element of earth, third to air, fourth to water, etc. So that's the 4 elements. So there's 4 element signs. So the earth signs, you already know, it's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I will say the fire signs is Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. You already know that. I'll say Aries, Leos, and Sagittarius, my fault. Yeah, in that order. If you want to go there. And then you got the air sign. You got Aquarius, Gemini. Now I'll say it like this. I'll say Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Do it that way, right? And the water signs, you already know, Cancer. I will say, is it Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Yeah, it's like that. That's the water signs. 3 of each 4 element signs, right? And you got 4 signs and three quality signs with 4 signs each in it. That's what it usually is, 3 to 4s, right? Astrological interpretation of each house is one natal chart. Any chart, for the matter, represents the most personal, earthy tool to be used and analyze the house itself, representing a place or an area in which a planet is located in. For example, the 4th house will speak of many things, but mostly literally will depict a home of a person and what is in it. With Venus here, for an example, we see the beautiful things, the jewelry, money, or a lower waiting at home. It is important to remember that most of the cases of the planet will speak of a specific person of or thing that the energy is focused on. The sign will give the close descriptions of the planet, but the house will speak of location, of life area in which the planet will show up or manifest. The 1st house is in a way an exception to this rule, since it speaks directly of the physical body of the person in question. However, it still remains tied to the element of earth in a way more personal than anything else, mostly unemotional and concrete. The ruler. Houses have custom different signs of the zodiac. This gives them a stretch of an arm to additionally interpret through their ruler. The house is ruled by a planet that rules the sign, and it falls into, so to clarify, if the 3rd house falls into the sign of Virgo, meaning its cusp is in the sign of house ruler, will be the ruler of the Virgo, Mercury. I talked about Mars and the planetary earlier. I talk about this stuff, and that's what we do. I talked about this earlier, and let's talk about it again. So the nature itself rules it. This is why the best thing to keep in mind that the angular houses manifest strongly in their rulers, representing turning points in everyone's life. Every other interpretation will be as everything a moderate and balanced approach that takes all factors in consideration in just the right amount. So yeah, this is the house molidity. Is it molidity? Yeah, house molidity. That's what we're dealing with. And it's the house interpretations, house molidities, elements and interpretations, modalities, or something like that. Yeah, and elements and interpretations and all that. Yeah, so we dealing with it right now. So yeah, let's get into the 1st house. And we talked about it. So we're going to get into the areas into it. I got signs, backups, and I know people are not coming through right away. So, and I'm gonna get into it. So right away, okay. In every personal interpretation, the 1st house defines an individual, their physical body, strength, and weakness, as well as their primal character. It is also named the house of self, speaking of our main task in life, our outlook into the world, ego, and everything we are here to start. It is our primal energy, connects us to the sign of Aries. Our 1st chakra speaks of the potential we possess and endure through any personal battles or ways which we can avoid them. It's a Latin word, it's vita, making it the house of life itself, areas of life. Okay, if we already define it as a house of life, then we should seek ourselves which areas of our lives does it affect. This truth is the house effects. Them all is primary function to speak of us in the physical world with the rulers being our main representative in the zodiac. And in a practical sense, this means that the planet ruling the sign which your ascendant lies represents you, with all your energy, potential, and relationships seen through the position and aspects it makes it. In general, it will speak of our appearance and instinctive nature, our physical strength, health, shape, body, and energy, giving each other, every one of us, a special stamp that should always be taken into consideration while we observe the traits of our sun sign. We will often stumble upon individuals who diminish astrology on the basis of inability to divide all humans only 12 categories. If we only add to ascendant to this equation, the number rises to 144 combinations of categories of divisions. And this is just the beginning for the position of its ruler in a sign in aspects with this position lifts the personalization and the purpose of astrology to an entire different level. That's the areas of life. Okay. So our gift and our curse. The first house is basically basic connection would have to our body into incarnation. We are in the moment. This is exactly why it's the most important window into our world of karmic debt. Represents the level of ease or hardship we have to go through in order to evolve in this lifetime. If one has challenge seen through the planets set in the first house or its rulers, it becomes obvious that they have a task to resolve and a debt to repay while in this body, in each positive aspects or a planet and its strongly dignity will speak of its gifts we have gathered in previous lifetimes or through our family tree, whatever you choose to, wherever you chosen perspective. But the important thing to understand here is that there are no bad aspects or position, even though through certain things can steal a lot of our energy, makes us exhausted, depressed, or weak. Every challenge carries an enormous amount of energy release inside of us once it is resolved. Fear of negative aspects simply means we have a lot left to learn. We are not yet aware of the fact that we have already lived in our challenges throughout the entire life. Our gift and our curse. First house in Aries. Okay, if you're an ascendant set sign of Aries, no matter if it falls on its first or last degree, it makes you an Arian. This position speaks of the importance of knowing one's limits. Your basic instinctive energy and animalistic nature needs to be guided. Used sometimes to contain the main challenge in the position of lies and the inability to see others as equals. Have a fact to care for others and accept and being cared for. It will challenge one's commitment into a relationship and marriage or their ability to find compassion for their own emotional needs, let alone needs for other people on an individual level. These people are represented by planet Mars. That's the first house in Aries. That's by the planet Mars. That's a planetary sign, right? First house in Taurus. If a personal chart begins in Taurus, we see a person earthly pleasures in search for love, hedonism. Here goes that word again, hedonistic, and satisfaction. Depending on the level of challenges this sign houses or Venus have, it can be very fine position that allows us to enjoy life in a full color using all of our senses. This speaks of an individual well-built, strong, static, and also a bit passive. With the ascendant in Taurus, you might be prone to gain weight or chase too many pleasures through self-destructive behavior. But the greatest challenge for a Taurus is to accept the necessity and the beauty of change. Once recognized, it can liberate these individuals to show intuitive vigor and, when needed, fight for their satisfaction. This is someone represented by Venus. The Venus planetary sign right here is massively the feminine planet. And they also share the same planet with Libra on the light side. This is like the darker side of the, I would say we're the yin on that side in the dark, and the yang is the white, or whatever, how that goes. But that's a whole nother topic of the planetary. I talked about that earlier. So let's go into the Taurus planetary. I'm going to read it off on the astrology.com. So Y'all see what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna put this in the chat if y'all need clearance. Oh shit. I had it too loud. My fault. My fault, y'all. He said I'm the scales. Dang, I had my gain up too loud. My fault. I know what y'all was doing. That game is slippery. It's slippery as hell, but you know, let me control that. It's about to break something. Damn. Game was way too loud. Okay. Let me put this in here. Cause I know. Yeah, put this in here if y'all need it. All right. I can't have. I'm gonna read this off on the other side. Oh shit! Close that. I don't want to hear this. Okay, the planetary cat shit. Okay. Oh, they updated. The bull. Okay. Yeah. Well, Taurus thought to be. Yeah, it's our nocturnal night of home of Venus. Yeah, I'm going to read this part. In the classical astrology, Venus was assigned the rulership of both Taurus and Libra. Taurus was thought to be nocturnal night, home of the Venus, generous and pleasure-loving earth sign, and allows Venus to harness. Appreciate for Triple Black for the share. Okay, to harness and materialize all their earthly gifts and bounties. Among these are the affections and attraction, good food and drink, beauty, artistic treasures. Those born with the Venus and the Taurus will likely to be drawn into creating, accumulating, and enjoying these Venetian gifts. They may also have tremendous patience and dedications that they can apply to their various crafts and relationships. When it comes to Venetians matters of friendliness, pleasure, and often indulgence, those born with the Venus in her nocturnal decimal will take these qualities to naturally. That's our sign is for the Taurus is nocturnal. The light sign of Venus is Libra. Okay, our detriment is Mars. We're tranquility. We're a tranquility sign, and that's basically what you want. Yeah, I had to gain up too loud. God damn, I didn't mean that to happen. Probably made a mess on the plosives. Oh, what's going on, Triple Black? Salute, man. Salute. Yeah. So that's what we have here. So that's the greatest challenge, okay? And then in the first house, we're going in the first house. We're going to do all of them tonight. The first house in Gemini is one starts their life in the body of Gemini. They have always stayed on the move. This is a sign of spoken word intelligence. Quickly experience change of character. Movement of all sorts of people born with this rising are often fast and thin and movable, unstable. Yeah, unstable. And sometimes superficial, but they need to stay well informed, infiltrated in their social environment. Always have a reason to communicate or brainstorm on issues surrounding them daily. But the greatest challenge is to focus on one goal, a point in the space and time that gives their life purpose. They need to find synthesis, one thing to cover all of their information form of a well-educated opinion. After learning their inner truth, they represent Mercury. They are represented by Mercury. Yeah, that's their Mercury planetary sign. That's Gemini. And I think Virgo, they share it. And that's what they are. So they are nocturnal with that, I believe, or the light. I forget which one. It's Gemini. I don't know if they're nocturnal or the light. I think Virgo's nocturnal. It's one of the two. I think Virgo's light. It switches, but we'll see. Because one of them have a different way of looking at it. I think Virgo's nocturnal. Yeah, Virgo's nocturnal and Gemini is not. Yeah, it's the light. So it's one of those weird patterns what you see. But yeah, and then the first house of Cancer. Well, first house begins the sign of Cancer. Is often said to be the sign of home, family, emotion. What we often fail to understand is the sensitivity of the sign and its effect on our physical body. The ascendant represents our physical strength. This isn't the best possible position to feel strong and confident or to exercise or train. Cancer individuals are often pale, strongly influenced by the movements of the moon, have tendencies to look like the food they eat, always have strong genetic influence on their overall health and appearance. But their greatest challenge is hidden in stronger planes. Unmovable will, a healthy routine and responsibility they have to take for the direction their own life is moving. This is a sign ruled by the moon. Exactly. Also, moon is our actual other sign too. We got Venus and the moon. The Taurus does. That's where we correlate with the Cancer. So that's what it is on that. The Leo is another story. That's a fixed sign. With your first house at the set sign of Leo, there's always an ego battle that has to be recognized. This is a fiery sign that gives these people a bravery, the ability to show themselves in the best possible light in the most challenging or situations. They are turned to themselves with a strong physique, but a little ambition to spend too much time working. Warm and cuddly, those born with a rising sign of Leo can be incredibly soft around the edges. With the large round ears, handsome and dressed in a new branded clothes, their greatest challenge is to set free of the image they create out of vanity. They need to recognize their individuality and they feel free to stand out, be different, become a rebel, and think about the well-being of humankind. Their ruler is the king of the skies, the sun. That's it. That's their planetary sign. They exposing it. Okay. The first house in Virgo. If your ascendant fell into the Virgo, this could easily be a signal that you were born to help others, even though this is a sign which Mercury is exalted. It doesn't give much strength in the one's physical constitution and speaks of all sorts of health issues that might surface. Its sign that shows a fine physique, someone who looks like a library type with glasses, thin hair, and strong belief system when it comes to the matters of the healing. On the plus side, it will speak in intelligence, mentally, clarity. The biggest challenge of these individuals is to see a bigger picture separated from dull details. Have some faith in the greater order of things. This leads to their problems with trust and makes them vulnerable to all sorts of deception. Their ruler is Mercury. Like I said before, I think theirs is nocturnal, I believe, because it's an earth sign, by the way. Because theirs is nocturnal, by the way, for the Mercury. Okay. The first house in Libra. If your first house cusp is set in the sign of Libra, it is like your whole horoscope is turned upside down. While one should be able to drain energy out of self, people born with the accent have to find it in the people they are surrounded with, always in the stretch for balance and finding ways to always to mend relationships to the point which don't trigger exhaustion. This will create a person that needs to be well dressed and well behaved at times, often fall into physical activities, personal boundaries, and relations to others. The greatest challenge a Libra first house has to overcome is the acceptance of anger, constructive conflict. They are represented by Venus. Yeah, they're non-nocturnal. They are more from the light. They deal with the light. That's the Libra. They share the Venus planet. I told you they deal with the light. If you're dealing with an air sign, it's an air sign, by the way, too. The first house in Scorpio, born with the ascendant in the sign of Scorpio, one has the incredible connection to the material world. This is someone strong, fixed, and determined, by also deeply sensitive and emotional. However hard these individuals might try to resist in this fact. This is a sign of a dark makeup. People with strong, dark hair, large nose, and fierce attitude, always sparkling from their deep eyes. Even if they are born blind, the look in their eyes will always show the power within, as if they have to overcome death even before they were born. The biggest challenge here is to accept the beauty of a constant satisfaction, feel gratitude, forgive those who brought hurt or pain into their lives. Blame, possessive, obsessive behavior are just some of the signs that they have trouble realizing what keeps them healthy and alive. They are ruled by Mars and Pluto. Pluto is a second planetary sign. That's the dark planet. You know, like I said, Mars is the other planetary planet as well. They're kind of like sharing it with Aries as well. So, you know, they're nocturnal within that fact. Aries is not. Scorpio is. Okay, here's the storyteller sign, the first house. Sagittarius, born with the first ascendant in Sagittarius, often get into the physical larger than other people's in their family tree. If not, their perspective gets to be wider and their convictions stronger and their mind extremely important. Philosophers, like I said, the storyteller is the word. Philosophers and teachers. These individuals have the ability to see the bigger picture, but often have trouble staying realistic while fighting with their need to see the world through pink goggles. Always looking forward. They are usually fun and pleasure to be with. The challenge they have to face hides in their irrational approach. They have a task to recognize smart, realistic, practical sides to each thing in their life. This is a sign ruled by the beneficent Jupiter. And here comes the 10th house of the zodiac on the first in Capricorn. This is a pragmatic sign, y'all. In someone's ascended in the set of sign Capricorn, they will be a practical, like I said earlier in the stream, they're practical and turn to the material issues and goals in life they feel they have achieved, depending on the positions. Okay. Read this again. Depending on the positions in the house and its ruler, they will be successful or challenged in their reach of a certain destination, defining whether or not they will be able to make a plan. Able to make a plan and they can follow. This can be a sign that speaks of a heavy cross that needs to be carried, just as it can speak of a practical individual able to recognize the use in everything that happens in their life. Strong and stiff, these people often have spasms to attend to problems with their spine and bones or their faith in God and their relations to religion. Their biggest challenge is to find understanding and compassion for those that are weak, overly sensitive, or strongly emotional. Their ruler sign is Saturn. Yeah, Saturn's their planet, by the way, the dark planet. So, you know, Aquarius has Uranus, so we already know that's their main planet right now. It's really Uranus, but Saturn is their key planet. So, you know, we'll get this in a minute. My game was super high. I didn't know it was super high when I read the first half. So let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it. But you know, that's how it is. But you know, yeah, and that's how we get down. So turn this up a little bit, but that's how you got to pick it up. So you know, yeah, my gain was too hot on the cardio, and I had to calm down. So yeah, and the Capricorn, in case y'all don't know, it's the goat, the sea goat, and yes, 10th house career of a public image, and you know we're gonna read it right here. So we're in the first houses. We're gonna go with Aries. You already know it's the ruling planet. Mars, first house of self, competitive, energetic, impulsive, and fearless. So we're on this right now. The Cardinal Sign is the most dynamic, athletic, having insatiable appetite for winning. For this reason, they take great pride in the beginning early adapters of anything and everything, from the hottest and new sneaker drop to the latest iPhone. And they're pretty much alive to complete and argue, ram people to have the makings of a pro athlete, trend-setting influencers, or lawyer or former prosecutor, and now Vice President Kamala Harris was born with her moon in Aries. See, there it goes. We're on the Aries logic right now. We'll get into the Taurus logic in a minute because we deal with income and money. So you know how that goes. That's what we deal with right over here. So, you know, not that much appropriate. So I know people it's going to come around later. And that's just how it's going to be. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to do that for a minute. So, you know. Yeah, everybody's waiting on that election. Yeah, so hold on for a second. All right, let's get back to the first house. I had to pause for a minute, my fault. Yeah, this is a pragmatic sign, the Capricorn we just read. And like I said, that's a few of their weaknesses and then things like that. Okay, the first house in Aquarius. With the ascendant in Aquarius, no person can adapt to social norms and blend in. This is someone who looks strange in any imaginable way, while at times eccentric, while wildly liberal or rebellious. These individuals are often and etheric, etheric, or simply nervous and edgy most of the time. But the greatest challenge of every Aquarius is to find their core in the center of their personality, filled with respect for their own needs and personalities of everyone around them. They will fail to see the purpose of authority and have to understand that royalty as well as organizing and managing are necessary and useful in their life. They are ruled by Saturn and Uranus. So Uranus is their main planetary planet, you know, the green water planet. The seventh planet is green and watery, right? So you already know Saturn's their dark planet. That's like their main one. They share that with the Capricorn, of course. The first house in Pisces, when the first house of Pisces begin to sign, Pisces will have the understanding that this is a person on a mission, born with higher cause that needs to be recognized. This is someone fine and sensitive and emotional with big eyes and tender. So often, this is a sign gives them the trouble physique, especially affecting the one's mental state. In order to use the best sign Pisces have to offer, person has to have enough faith and strong basis and upbringing and education to fulfill their incredible large appetite for happiness. Each of these individuals has to accept paperwork, rational thought, and reality in its purest and the most obvious form. They have to learn how to handle details and focus on specific small things in order to create a bigger picture with quality. Practice makes a perfect, and this is something that should have always remembered. Their rulers are Jupiter and Neptune. Neptune is their main planet right now, not Jupiter, because Jupiter, you already know, it goes to the other sign automatically. That's like the first houses, second houses. I might go into it, but you know, this is a little series that's set, you know, their habit and their wealth, what it means. And let's read the areas of life. Matters of the second house, matters in personal belongings, possessions we want to have in these lifetime. The food we love to eat. It represents the point that defines the first materialistic goal of our existence. See through the philosophical connections and represents the influence our choices of eating habits have on our financial situation. Cleansing our body through the fasting or a healthy diet will set us free from negative substance that accumulated in it. Consequently, this will cleanse our mind, leading the clearer financial choice instead of stealing the energy from our first house. This is our personal recipe for empowering our stronger financial background. The second house is a reminder of the energy we focus on the right direction. Every accomplishment we are not satisfied with because of it didn't provide us with what we need in the material. Reality simply means our energy is not well focused or used on matters in sync with our body and our material existence. As soon as we start making money, we can be sure we are in some kind of correlation with our true selves. However, if we are still not satisfied, we probably haven't followed our true calling that will someday make us whole. Whatever our situation, the second house speaks of our level of personal fulfillment through the material matters, that the way we accept them and the way that we satisfy our inner hunger. That's the areas of our life. Okay. The second house in Aries. Second house in Aries. In the second house, in this sign of Aries, we can see this person follows their instincts to create something in the material world. This will be the stronger hunger and often speaks of instinctive, overbearing, or understanding strong related into one's fears. This is the position that speaks of a quick gain, strongly pointed energy into matters of the self-worth and the value of all things in life. This will also speak to one's tendencies to eat too fast, choose food rich in red meat, often too spicy for their stomach to handle. Aries is on the second on the second house cusp, can speak of a person's inability to enjoy things that are slow, homey, cozy, or tender. This can be a rough position that forms a rough personality unless feminine planets and the moon are strongly positioned in their horoscope. Okay, the second house in Taurus, this is my sign right here. The second house cusp in Taurus is the most natural position for this house. People born with it have the ability to recognize the value of all things, relationships, and other people and experience in life. In some cases, this speaks of an accent challenge, the accented challenge in which of a person is supposed to learn about their own value through series of demeaning experiences. However, this is rarely the case and has to confirm through a challenging position of Venus is one's natal chart. This is someone who has the talent to earn money for as long as their sense of the material world isn't tainted with other people's convictions and opinions. If they give it in guilt of any kind, the quality of their relationship will suddenly drop. They could have a hard time recovering from taking too much responsibility. These individuals were born to enjoy our material reality, should have always remind themselves to do just that. That's a Taurian for you. That's a basic Taurus. Taurus is an interesting sign. They're structured, very conservative, very lifelong opinion sign. So when you're dealing with this sign, you deal with a lot. They're very constructive. So when you're dealing with a sign like that, it concentrates on building. We're like builders, okay? And that's the thing that we have to deal with. So, yeah. And that's just how it is. Yeah, I just found something disturbing on the thing. He ain't gonna share his stuff. I know he's a troll. Okay. Oh, right to Gemini. My fault, y'all. My fault. Let's see who's in here. Yeah. Oh, what's going on, Degenerate? Salute, man. Salute. Let's go with the houses, Gemini. If the second house is set on the sign Gemini, we can instantly presume that a person will make money and quick. Freelance activities rather than have a serious job that will bring a lot of deep, stable satisfaction. This is someone who can profit from writing, journalism, constant movement, oratory talents, or good trading skills. If there is a challenge to be faced through planets set in this house or Mercury, we can see this superficial approaches to value of things lead to disharmony and make a person nervous and edgy while unable to create anything stable or big enough to meet their needs. This can also represent a trickster position. And speaking of someone who makes money from shady activities, especially if a Mercury is retrograde or set in the sign of Pisces. Oh God. Wow, that's a good concept. Interesting. I did not know that. Second house is in Cancer. If the second house begins in the sign of Cancer, this is a strong sign that person will have a chance to earn from a family business or private company of their own. This is someone capable to work from home or someone who goes with the flow and relies on destiny to bring them their wealth in general. This might not be such a strong position if the moon isn't very strong, but gives the ability to find incredible joy in food, cooking, and family gatherings. This is a position that accents one's inner search of gratitude and love. It will often speak of a generic predispositions as potential for personal gain. It could be also be the position that speaks of the inheritance that have been spending since the day that they were born and oppose the inheritance matters of the eighth house, which is someone has to die to give up something in order for gain to come. Second house in Leo. If a person's second house in cusp is set the sign of Leo, we can see the ability to depose for money. And this is often seen in models, actors, and people who have been a theatrical in order to get something for themselves, depending on the dignity of its ruler. This is a second house position that speaks of strong confidence when it comes to material issues, but it can also make a person vulnerable to other people's opinions. When it comes to their own value, with a close correlation to one's ego, this is a tricky place for the second house. For the outcome of every situation, likely not only it's a self-worth, but it also self-respect. This can be challenging if a person isn't brave or strong enough to face all obstacles that could manifest through other people and the society. Right. Second house of the Virgo. If the second house of the sign of Virgo is safe to presume that this is someone who has a thing or to learn about satisfaction. This is a sign that brings Venus to its fall. Since Venus is a natural ruler for the material, for the matters, the second house, we can see the challenge here is to actually value one's action success instead of searching for faults in everything that they do. In case when a strong Mercury colors in the position, we can see someone rational, capable to fix anything that comes their way. However, it is still rare to find a person with a setting who is actually satisfied with what they've owned. Money comes from hard work, dedication, attention to detail. This is carried by someone who will rarely gain anything quickly or earn something that they didn't well deserve. Okay. The second house of Libra. When the second house is set of the sign of Libra, this gives the individual the sense of self-worth through the relationships with other people in a way. This can be problematic and lead to envy of all sorts of assessments that the soul is not ready for, while at the same time providing one with a lot of material blessings through the partnerships or chose spouse in poorly positioned. This can make a person see their partner through their possessions, vain, turn to the belongings of other people's. Luckily, this is not very often, but it's also still challenging to value oneself with all the influences they get from the outer world. This is a predisposition to make money, working with other peoples and to learn through the relationships and patterns, law, or the chase for justice. Yeah, that's in Libra. Second house, Scorpio. Speaks in finance, left us to our ancestors. Depending on the genetic predispositions, this can be a blessing or a curse. Essentially, and the great depends on when it comes to depends on those that were here before when it came to this world. Might really seem like very little influence on owning well-being. When this is setting, it takes off. Ain't worried about that. That ain't even her. GMT, I'll be shaming. So he said, that's her. No, nigga. That is not her. That's a catfish. I don't know what that thing is. I still haven't seen no actual picture. That ain't her. Put a voice behind that. I still don't believe that's her. I ain't gonna talk about that shit. See, Jerome and Big J, they don't like each other. I'm telling it to Big J, yeah, he's gonna pull Jerome's whole card. He ain't got no root, but that ain't him in that picture either. I'm just gonna be quiet. These dudes is fucking clowns. Yeah, comprehend, enjoy. Okay, I'm back to this subject. I'm off topic. Sorry, y'all. Well, being position finding accept full circles and practical sense. And this means one that gives order to receive will never come to reward without being earned through all sorts of deeds and ancestry. And their position speaks of the debt that has been repaid isn't always to comprehend or enjoy. Scorpio. Sagittarius. Oh, I skipped Sagittarius. My fault. If the second house in the cusp of the sign of Sagittarius is hard to hold on money or stick on the beaten trails to earn it, even though this is obviously someone who can profit from teaching, philosophy, or travel. But the quantity earned won't be easily contained, will be spent quickly. Although there is also a lot of luck where beneficent Sagittarius is. There are many unrealistic approaches and tendencies to overdo whatever the symbolism of the house involved. This is exactly why these people tend to eat too much, spend too much, as well as earn too much, or be in any way unrealistic about their own worth and and the value of the things that they can do. Their accomplishments for as long as the enough depth and common sense in their approach, herein lies the seed for true satisfaction and earthly happens. That's the Sagittarius, okay? The second house in Capricorn. One horoscope carries the second house cusp in the sign of Capricorn. This is often seen as a cross of destiny that cannot be changed. The greatest problem here lies in the guilt carried deep in one's soul that leads to unfortunate circumstances and mistakes made in the field of finances or their eating habits. This is not a position that will forgive much, especially if one is not ready to take on all the responsibility for their life and their financial or material belongings. A lesson that needs to be learned in Capricorn. In Capricorn is always learned best through rest. One cannot see just how much they are worth unless they are well rested. For as long as they are in a constant spasm, stuck in their inability to feel responsible for their well-being, they won't able to see the healthy routine they need in order to become satisfied with what they have. That's a Capricorn. Talking about in the second house for him, right? Okay, the Aquarius. Second house was okay. Matters of value, constant change. The only constant value that the person will recognize will be seen in their friendship, common goals of the society. While it will be pretty, have to remain stable in one financial approach. This is a person that has the need to have a great financial risk, just like they will take risk with their health and all things. Their body can consume fast and junk food way too often, and for their liver and the heart is taken in. In the most cases, in the first house of someone's born with this second house position is set in Capricorn, adding a new dimension to the use of their energy when creating anything in the material world. Stable with their strong plane, and they seem to find liberation through money. This will often make them strangely irresponsible, full surprises in all financial matters. Here's Pisces, last but not least. And many belongings will get lost from time to time. This is seen to someone who doesn't know their keys are, just like they aren't sure where or when they were able to earn something on their own. the complicated thing here lies in the fact that the delusions with Pisces tend to take over. One can feel truly and deeply satisfied without having much, just like they could have overestimated their abilities in certain fields, lots in their true missions, and focus towards material goals. The main goal of the person in this can also follow their true calling and mission. They also are supposed to be fulfilled in lifetime. For this is only can bring enough real satisfaction to their lives. So talking about the houses and things like that. Yeah, nobody's here right now. So I'll say whatever at this point. So, in Pisces, true complicated faction delusions, Pisces take over deeply without having much, as they could overestimate their abilities in certain fields. Lost in their true mission, focus on the material goals and the main goal in persons, and follow their true calling and missions for themselves and fulfill in lifetime. For this is the only thing they can bring a real satisfaction to their life. So, yeah, this is one of the second houses right here. Just gonna skim through. Not read all this because I know people are done empty out. So we already know. Let's read. I want to read the comments. Hold on. Let's see. Cancerians are pretty good businessmen. Read before. Yeah. As you can see, you know, I'm just looking for the houses. Astrology. It's going to correlate these together. Third house. House of Communications, model translate brothers from the Latin fratres, and the sign of Gemini, more personal, speaks and insides of the minds and process in their heads and leads to direction important. Yeah. Let's read mine in the cusp. With the third cusp of in Taurus through are often low static turn to hedonistic or material matters. This is one of the most practical, constructive positions, although sometimes irritating for people with the third cusp, third house cusp. It's a sign that belongs to the element, to the air. When a person born with this position discovers their talent to create, it is easily incorporated into their daily routine with the ease in taking responsibility, handling dull details that would turn others away. This will bring them a lot of satisfaction in the material world, showing through the financial gain. Everything has to be bring through the beauty and cozy way of life. The greatest challenge is such in the mind hides in their lack of flexibility and their inability to accept change, as in all love matters in the signs of Taurus. So the third house, I'm going to read Gemini. I'm going to start doing that and then go to the other houses that way and then read minds. Everybody else is probably self-explanatory. So, you know, I got other links to back up theirs. The position of the third house Gemini is the most natural of all positions. It is a blessing in itself, and then the person has a smart approach, clarity in their choice of words, the same clarity in their mind in an important part of a person's life. Depending on the position and the dignity of Mercury, we can see how the challenging or positive their material world actually is. What people with their third house in Gemini often lack is the compassion as well as reason when it comes to practical material issues. More often than not, these individuals need a healthy routine and to build respect for the time their own body in order to truly be satisfied. Learn to get in sync with and speak from their heart. That's a Gemini for you. So, oh, I accidentally hit the game. You know, sometimes I do that by accident. But let's go with the fourth house. I'm gonna skim through these, and we're gonna go all 12 of them because there ain't that much. We already gave it an interpretation in the house, and I'm gonna do mines and then do who is it? Fourth is Cancer, and we're gonna go the fifth house Leo, and then mines in comparison. So we're gonna read mines. Everybody else is probably self-explanatory. It's no need. I ain't gonna wrap it up discussions, but you know, I got another, it's an hour and something, 16 minutes. So we're gonna go all through these with my sign, and then I'm just gonna stop it there. And the 2-hour mark is gonna come in. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna drop the link right now, but I'll wait till another hour. So I'm gonna get to this part we're going to read because a lot of people don't like getting into the reading. So we're going to get into it. I'm trying to see who's live, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm sky watching because everybody is on some bullshit right now. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just what we're on. So the rest of them is over at YG. So you already know what's up. And then I'm just going to go third ward. Say what's up the third war. All right, let's read the fourth house. Oh, I forgot the beginning part. Hold on. Always do the beginning part. Hold on. Let me read the beginning part. The fourth house is the house of family. It is our deepest emotional core, our roots, and our genetic inheritance. See through the family tree and our ancestors with all the relationship issues, conflicts, fear, and dreams. It is a mysterious and our most commonplace of our house of habit, connection to the core of the earth, just as it is of our ability to find infinite, unconditional love, constant closeness to another human being. This is a house that relates to the sign of Cancer, and its Latin motto, Genitor, translates to parent, as if it was on a mission to show that the importance one person that made us feel at home, no matter if it is our actual parent or simply ourselves. See, talking about, let's get to mine. I'm gonna skip Aries and everybody else, and we're gonna do Cancer, and that's it. We're just gonna skim through. If you want to talk, we'll talk about your houses. We'll go to the fourth, and I'm gonna read it off to you, and that's all I'm gonna do. If we're gonna have a open discussion about it, because it'll be in the 2-hour mark, so I'm gonna just read mine. The fourth house of Taurus. If the fourth house is set, we see the natural position of care and physical devotion coming from one's parents. Although it can be pointed out to the traditional or strict upbringing it always provides, and one with a certain sense of comfort and joy that creates a strong, fixed base for satisfying life. Only in the case of truly challenging position of Venus and the moon can we presume that the person is a question has an emotional debt to repay, has to deal with feelings of guilt and incompetence coming from their early environment. In most cases, this is a very warm position, enabling one to find beauty and see the world in color, as well as provide them with the ability to enjoy the material reality and engage in the practical matters in a healthy way. That's what mine is in the fourth house sense, because we share the moon, the Cancer, because that's our greatest compatibility. Okay, the fourth house in Cancer. Each fourth house aesthetic in Cancer speaks of connection one has to their family. It is a house of inheritance in its core, and the sign of Cancer here gives emphasis on family matters that came into one's life only to be resolved. This is a position of gratitude, incredible opportunity, and all challenges left in one's genes. Emotional issues will be truly important, and the heart often won't go where it's supposed to. Simply out of the subconscious, need to find what was left by other people and grandmothers and grandfathers and who lost something, have been closed up, or we're gone before their time. The most important thing a person has to find with this position is the love for oneself and the ability to be gentle, slow enough, and then filled with compassion for their own needs. It is speaks for a closeness with the parent of a opposite sex, but also speaks of the lack of its challenging setting. The way is an effect of all close relationships, and one is able to build in their adult life. Exactly. That's the Cancer. That's the fourth house. And we're going to go with the fifth house. We're going to read it, what it's about, and then I'm going to read minds, and we're going to go Leo in comparison, compatibility terms. And we're going to stay on the houses for a minute. And I'll explain what that is in planetary terms. And so, yeah, man, I know people are sky watching and things like that, but shouts out to Juan G's. He's doing a great job. So we're going to read. This thing keeps like that. I'm on a mission on Watchdogs Legions. Y'all forgive me. Okay. We're on the fifth house, and it talks about Leo, of course. When we're speaking about pleasure, we're speaking about the fifth house. It's a part of everyone's chart that points to joyous activities, creativity, entertainment, playful nature of the child within. The personal expression hides in the house, and anything goes in relation will it give one the ability to evolve and grow and find real satisfaction in this lifetime through activities that will fill their energy pool, make them feel alive. All colors of the world are set in this house. This is exactly why we need to find its best symbolism and the strongest point in order to reach true creativity, express through something constructive and beautiful. It is Latin motto, nati, translates to children, referring to not only to the children we raise, but to our own child within. Okay, and let's read the Taurus. The fifth house in Taurus. With the house in the sign of Taurus is a common presumed the one's satisfaction lies in the financial and material things. However, in the rather story of Venus, we cannot say that it primarily speaks of money. This is someone who has to find joy in the material world, such as a position will often speak of the love for the food and the overrating as the means to cover dissatisfactions, the lack of intuitive prevents them from resolving. Taurus is a sign that speaks of creative, artistic expression. And with a convenient link with the 12th house, this is someone with a talent of singing and music, as well as any art that leaves its solid mark in the world. Their inner child needs rest. Hedonistic choices, mostly utilitarian or nihilistic choices. There you go. Hedonistic choices. Usually utilitarian choices, but let's go on. An emotional bonds accompanied by incredible intimacy and physical pleasures. That's how we are. And it said hedonistic choices. If y'all see this right here, I'm gonna highlight it. See this right here, hedonistic choices. I highlight it. Let's see if y'all can see that from StreamYard. I highlight it. So I'm gonna full screen layout it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see that, but I highlight hedonistic choices and yeah, exit the full layout. So you know how it goes down. So we're gonna talk about it and we're just gonna get it done. So I know people is in there chilling and things like that. So the house of the Taurus and the zodiac and all that stuff. So yeah, hedonistic choices and things like that. So we're gonna build this on. So you know what I'm saying, and we're gonna go with Leo, and we're gonna go since it's charged. So And that's how we're gonna get down. So does it affect my lighting, y'all? Hold on. Oh, hit that by accident. Sorry, hit that by accident. Shit. That affects my light. No, that didn't affect my light. I hit that by accident. Apologize. The fifth house in the sign of Leo represents the natural rule that strongly emphasizes one's personality. The masculine productive energy of Leo has to be used. The worst thing these individuals can do is try to adapt to opinions of people around them. End up in a strict routine with no room for their fiery expression. This is someone whose sun sign is truly remarkable and important, on a mission to express through and find the happiness in it, no matter the power of the sun, its dignity or aspects it makes. It's a good thing that these individuals are fully aware that happiness is a goal that they can reach with a certain ease, that they will search for their center of the gravity and learn to express in a way that makes them feel important. In general, this is finding their own identity to building a strong character and reach personal satisfaction. So that's just what it is. She's like, "You eating chips?" And I'm like, "Girl, be quiet. I'm not eating nothing." You towing on the mind, huh? She wants some attention. That's when she does that. Sexy wed, being consistent. She need to be plowed. That's what she need. I'm just messing with her. They said they thirsty for red. I can see Red now tripping, coming over here and saying, he trying to study me. The sixth house of each horoscope represents the carrier of the health and the physical issues and conditions this lifetime. It is the state of our body with its energy and stamina defined by the first house. Whatever the situation represents through our sixth house, our presumptions need to find confirmation through the intensity of problems or qualities of the accent and its rulers, for they give out the first physical image and our primal animalistic strengths and weakness. In its core, the sixth house of a natal chart is the place of routine that provides us with good nutrition. Health, satisfaction correspond to the sign of Virgo. And speaking of, our practical everyday life is a valitudo, meaning health, defining this is a primary role in our chart. The sixth house, Virgo, is also mutable signs, and it's also a cadent house. This is a cadent house, right, y'all? So let's go with our compatibility Virgo here with my sign, and we're going to read Virgo. Okay. With the sixth house beginning in Taurus, we're seeing the primal change of food, meaning it's imperative to find a good routine in its lifetime to eat healthy while also enjoy what's on the table in the best possible way. Even though a Taurus is a lot different from Libra, and its ruler is still Venus, and it speaks of balance that needs to be found in the field of the material issues such as food, money, and physical activity. This is someone who should never become lazy and should never become lazy and needs to stop bouncing to and fro up and down when it comes to activity, weight, and spending or emotion. Since the element of earth is a unconscious category, it is not always easy to approach matters set here through an earth sign. A lot of self-control is needed in order to balance out all of these things. A good start always hides in a healthy diet and hourly routine that satisfies the stomach and the heart equally. Exactly. Yep, you got to teach us how to do that. And Virgos is the best bet for our compatibility. I'm not compatible with Libras. I had a hard time. My ex was a Libra, so you know how that goes. We didn't mesh well. That's a sidebar. We're going to go with Virgo. The house finds the natural position to be one in Virgo. Connection between there is incredible, strong, grounding found through the link is truly imperative in one's life. When this is the case, the answers almost in every physical issue are hidden here. You can see that the person has the ability to heal and materialize anything at all for as long as their energy is focused in the right direction. When we speak of modesty, it is extremely here. It is extreme here. Take some of the joy and colored out of a person's life if they don't choose a career path they truly love, deeply care about. Work has to be loved, And Venus respects more than other natal positions so that the health can be maintained in one's routine, enjoyable and healthy at the same time. That's the sign in Virgo. So we know that's the sixth sign. The seventh sign, we're going to go back to angular signs. Oh, I forgot about the fucking shit. I forgot about Capricorn. Excuse me, y'all. I got a fucking Capricorn. God damn it. Let's see. Capricorn. Oh shit. Damn. We surpassed the houses. And I'm gonna read it here. Capricorn, yeah. Y'all trying to fuck me up over here. Capricorn. 10th house. It's a minor fuck up. As they say. So we're back. We're back at it again. So we're going to the 7th house, y'all. Libra style. Let's read it. The matters of the 7 houses are always in the outside world and relationships we tend to create. It is Latin motto is Uxar. And this translates to the spouse with this specific role as a mirror to our own self found in other people. Although it is often referred to as the house of marriage, it is rules all of our relationships, partnerships, and the things we recognize in other people as a reflection of us. It correlates to the sign of Libra, representing our primal balance and our ability to connect with others in the closet possible way. This incarnation provides us with the task to find peace in relations to something specific, and this is seen through the sign of the 7th house cusp. Planets inside this house and its ruler, to my Venus. So we got to go with Taurus on this one. The 7th house in Taurus. With the 7th house of Taurus, there's always challenging two sides of the Venus in the field of the relationship. Taurus is a sign of practical values and grounded. It means it's conservative and stability. That is one of those signs that you can just get into and things like that nature. So yeah, he did a 2-hour live stream. So you know how that's gonna go. So yeah, I'm gonna look at this right now. So and it's also a succeeded house. The 2nd house, we're more constructive and hedonistic too. Earthly beauty, sometimes too simple for blue-blooded individuals, turn to fine, sensitive outer beauty. The 7th house corresponds to the sign of Libra, such as speaks of outer beauty in makeup, pose, and vanity in its challenges. When these two extremes coincide, envy will easily come to the surface and matters of balance will be emphasized once again. Relationships can become vain and judgmental, typical for those who weren't told often enough how pretty they are all in their glory. It is It is the utmost importance for our outer inner beauty to connect in one whole, so that all relationships in persons life can become truly enjoyable and filled with the sensual, physical contact and intimacy, which are provided by a Taurus when matters of Venus are settled. It can work, but it's an air sign. So normally we won't mesh well. I've tried that before. That didn't work for me. I had a hard time. And game had nothing to do with it. It's just you got to mesh well logically. We just didn't mesh well. So you know what I'm saying? So we hear, and that's the thing. So yeah, we're gonna go in here. We're gonna read the Libra for a minute. This is a natural position of the seventh house, leading to the natural approach to relationships and marriage, and an ability to be tactful, diplomatic towards others, no matter if they are our friends or enemies. People born with the seventh house in the Libra has a natural ability to choose those who mirror their core personality. However, the sign of Libra carries its challenges in relations to the sign. Always represents the test when it comes to holding on to our personality as we get intimately involved with others. The good thing coming with this position is the ability to separate social from personal life. But a rational approach can be damaging for the heart, and emotions need to be cherished, respected at all times. The institution of marriage often becomes important over time, but these individuals tend to grow from confident solitary lovers to marry faithful partners for better or worse. Yeah, Libras, they could be cool. They be cool partners to certain people, but for my sign, we just don't mesh well. The only thing is, like I said, it's the vanity part. That's what got us, and we was young then. I kind of fucked it up, but really I didn't fuck that up. She fucked that up because she was in love with another guy. I'd have cut her loose, and I was smart back then. Probably the best fucking decision I ever had. So I kind of not regret that. I look back at it now. I said, nah, I did the right thing. She wasn't going nowhere. She was a lower level Libra, but there's some Libras chasing after me online, offline. But but outside that, I'm not doing that again. I will never do that shit again. And I promise you, I don't wish that on nobody. Okay, so we're gonna go with Scorpio, 8th house. Let's talk about the dark side. This is our magnetic compatibility right here. We're just gonna speak on it. When we speak on the 8th house of the personal horoscopes, we can say with a full confidence that this is the most hated of all houses. I agree. The strange thing hides in the fact that there is really nothing to hate here except ourselves and our own limitations, fears, and taboos. This is a house that hides all things that are dirty, our trash, and our anger, our emotions, relationships, and things that we need to set free from, as well as everything we push under the rug, refusing to deal. In its final manifestation, this is the house of the death coming as the end of the road. End of the road. After too many things that have been dismissed for our body to handle, but also an inevitable part of life. It is also called the house of reincarnation, while the Latin motto Mors literally means death. Not Moors in Mooo. I'm talking about Mars, Mors in Latin, means death. Reincarnation. Talking about the house of Scorpio. So let's read the sign of my sign, and then we're gonna go straight down to Taurus. Okay, Taurus is a sign that celebrates life with the 8th house and one to destroy it. One of the greatest oppositions of the zodiac is seen in this position, and change will come as this slow, difficult interface with life that simply has to break at some point. There's something too different from one's primal nature with desire in this position, and tend to mend differences between personal and the collective might comes as an extremely hard for this person. Joy is found in the bizarre choices, and changes are truly hard to accept. Transformation is slow, has to be enjoyed, or it won't happen at all. This leads to all sorts of problems in the letting go of people, circumstances, career, ventures, and even physical waste. These are the people that have to throw used and broken things into the trash don't want the energy of broken material treasures tainted their emotional world. Exactly. Because Taurus is stubborn, the Scorpio is stubborn, but that's our magnetic compatibility. And it's been proven my grandparents were both of these signs too. My grandmother was a Taurus. Her husband is a Scorpio, and it lasts for like 40 years. They was married twice before. The first marriages didn't go out well. One went to jail. The other one, he cut her off. Then he fell in love with this person. And that's how they married like 40 years and had like 9 to 10 children. But that's a whole nother subject for me. So we're not going to get into it. Scorpio. The 8th house in Scorpio. In this position that clearly collects in all the trash in one place. This is deeply seated knowledge is in the beginnings of all things in life. With these individuals, accept the whole cycle of life and the depth different. That's some of the other people in their lives. Fears they can carry within go to extremes from panic to absolute bravery. And it's not easy to catch them in certain state for too long. While at one had extremely ready to face any challenge that comes their way that will give into the mass hysteria in a minute, you won't have any idea how this connects to the same person they were just a while ago. If the Mars and Pluto gives a strong support, we will see that these people have almost magical ability to face dangers, stay calm in the most challenging situations, as if their energetic body is always prepared for anything. Depending on the position of the moon and their waters will be clean, their emotional stay easy. Wow. Man, they talking bad about the Scorpio, but okay. But that's the Scorpio 8th house. Let's go to 9th house, Sagittarius. This is interesting. Storytellers. The 9th house is the house of philosophy, perspective, and travel. And the Latin word motto is iter, translates to journeys. And this is exactly what this house speaks about. It is also, it is a place of higher mind and understanding beyond everything found in our material world, beyond our boundaries and limits of our body. One whole ends in the 8th house of the horoscope, and the 9th comes at the natural consequence, sparkling all sorts of questions about the afterlife and everything that will come after something is dead and gone. It hides our ability to move on from a dead point. Very often we see that people stuck in a moment, unable to move on from certain events, traumas, have some sort of difficulty and connection to the 9th house. So we're going to read my sign and then read the Sagittarius in comparison. The reason I don't read the rest of the signs is just it's no need, because they probably have different perspectives and things like that. That's for y'all to answer and things like that. So we already know that's just what it is. So yeah, they're talking about politics over at X, but we good. It's a Wednesday night. Tomorrow we'll be talking about tarot cards. I'm gonna break them down. Tarot cards on here is a lot difficult. I don't know what their meanings are. In a zodiacal form, we're gonna read them off, and I'm gonna read them off to you because it's on the astrology.com. I just posted in the chat. You can read the rest. And also the houses, if you want to know about the houses, we'll go right back to it and you can read it yourself. I'll put the link in the chat after I'm done. And we're just going to build off that because I know this is kind of low in the house right now. So you know how it is. What's going on, Irv, aka Pastor $40. Salute to you, bro. Good stream, man. You had a great stream. Very insightful about the feminism. But yeah, we're gonna read the 9th house of my sign, so we're gonna break it down then the Sagittarius and see what we're gonna compare. I'm just comparing it, but I'll give you all the house link after I'm done. So that's what I'm gonna do. The rest of it, I read the first 2 house fully. For those 2, it's no need. We're gonna go to the rest. So the 9th house, we consider that the cadent houses, mutable sign, It's Sagittarius, so that's what we're on. We're going to go with my sign. It's also the succeedent sign in the ninth house cadent in comparison. So let's read it. If the ninth house is set in Taurus, and the purpose of the person's life is always found somewhere in the material world, experience need to be built in the real world through financial, physical matters. This is the exact reason why these individuals turn to education in fields of finance, agriculture, cooking, or real estate. For as long as they don't lack intuitive and primal energy, they can truly be fanatic in the practical issues, but also tend to close up for new experiences if they get hurt or disappointed. This is a tricky position, for as much as a beneficent sign of the Taurus can be mellow and can be also lazy. That's so true. And static or stiff to accept change and the beauty of constant movement. There is a special joy these people find in tradition. If their Venus is beneficially set, they will strive to reach family values and practical pleasures as much as they can in this lifetime. Yeah, the trick is you got to make it structural for us. To do that to a heart, you got to meet us not halfway, but it has to be tangible. We like changes. We don't like sudden, quick changes. That's why air signs and fire signs don't work for us. So we work well with earth and water, stick with our complementary blends. Now, it can work if we put our guard down. That's the only way a Sagittarius get the best of us. But they're good in conversation, but I just ain't going to be compatible in marriage or relationship. No, because it's always going to be, they are very playful. So that ain't going to work. But in the other stuff, we can, yeah. But outside of that, we can't have a relationship. It won't mesh well because we have two different speeds, how we look at things. So they more traveling type. I don't mind travel too, but that's just what it is. But their sign goes extreme with it. Okay, the ninth house of the sign of Sagittarius speaks of the higher mind in a way, shows one's needs to travel, learn, and widen their horizons as much as possible. Trouble with this position is held in the inability to go deep enough to actually grounded ideas, entire mental belief system. Even though these people can be incredibly teachers, attorneys, gurus, or motivational speakers, they will often have trouble accepting change as a necessary tool for improvement. Sticking to their moral convictions without a doubt in their mind, they will forget that change is only thing that will truly help them regenerate. Aiming high, and they don't have a clear idea of everything going on in the planet. Planet Earth's surface needs a reality check from time to time, just to remember that the distances are there to be crossed, not just to be observed. Exactly. You gotta do that. Yeah, the ninth house is Sagittarius, and that's it on that. House in astrology, that's the ninth house. We're gonna go back to the overview and be done. We're gonna go to the 10th house of Capricorn. You already know, the pragmatic sign of all time. It is a angular house. We're gonna read the succeeding house of Taurus, the second house connection to the 10th house, angular houses. So here we go. When we speak about a career and social status, we are speaking about our 10th house. It is a place where all our ambitions go, and just like Mars is exalted in the 10th sign, Capricorn, our first house ruler naturally focuses on our 10th house to reach its goals. Its Latin motto, Regnum, means kingdom, and serves well for us to understand the importance of this house in our personal life. If the 8th house represents one's moment of conception, and the 10th house speaks of the way our mother was feeling when she found out she was pregnant, this shines a new light and on our ambitions of less ambitious nature, for we will see what we strive for as something directly correlate to our mother's first emotion as she became aware of our physical presence. So areas of life is no need. Y'all can read that for yourself. I'm going to read mines in comparisons to Capricorn. Let's read this. Okay. With the 10th house in Taurus, a personal goal in life seems to be physical, sensual satisfaction. The position of Venus will tell us the area of life this applies to, but it will always be connected to the search for the sexual pleasure and the right heavily routine. These people have to eat what they want to, make as much money as they want to, and enjoy themselves as they want to. But although this position probably leads to a career in financial waters and banking, it will always be a simple sign that love of one's job has to be strong in order for the job to get done. All of the energy these individuals focus on and the activities that don't make them happy, but tend to take too much time of their energy, but making them tired and seemingly lazy, no matter if their calling is art, cooking, or finances. They have to find joy in some sort in enjoy in the, okay, I want to read that again. Finances, they have to find some joy in it, so they, in our order of love, will drive ambitions to actually put them anywhere from a standing point. Damn. A lot of retweets. Hold on. These hoes, man. Hold on. I calm these hoes down. Okay. Turn the gain up for a little bit. So let's read the Capricorn, the 10th sign. When the 10th sign begins in Capricorn, ambitions isn't a problem. Things tend to be as clear as day. The problem arises once the person realizes that their lack of energy led to some bad choices, pushing them into unnecessary feelings of guilt. A mistake has been made while they formed plans in their previous lifetimes, and now they have a debt to repay. Being responsible, serious, and committed into causes that might not give results. Progress will be hard to make, but when properly approached, high positions will be reached. Success will come only through hard work, corrections, that the actions that might even though annoying to some, but people around them will always have easier than a way out. But this is a good practical position, though, for these seem to be deep understanding of reality and everything it might bring, giving one on a strong sense of right and wrong as they grab responsibility for their life. That's talking about the Capricorns in the 10th house. Let's read that. So the Taurus house is self-explanatory. We already know about that. Let's see if they improve. They're gonna update these pictures, I believe. I believe they update pictures, I believe. Oh shit. The catnips. Damn cats. How these hoes is crazy on Twitter. Crazy. It's a lot of crazy hoes on here. On the internet. I am so tired of this horse shit. You got a lot of hoes on here, man. I'm sorry to say that, y'all, but excuse me, but I saw something crazy on Twitter. 10th house. We're going to get into tarot cards with this website, but it's a little tricky. Damn, they must have upgraded this. The Saturn and planetary. Yeah. Okay. Let's back this up. In the modern astrology scene, the 12th letter of the alphabet, each zodiac sign rules one of the 12 houses in the birth chart. This innovation was created by the psychological astrologers to match the sign affinities to relate the house topics. Capricorn was assigned to the 10th house of the public and status and career. Since Capricorn's earthy and ambitious pursuits are aligned with the concerns of this house, since the Capricorn is ruled by the planet of time and patience, it invites an analytical Saturn sub-signature to the 10th house. That's why they're the 10th house. In the 12th house sense, planetary rule, Saturn will find its joy in the 12th house, solitude and isolation of birth chart, blah, blah, blah. This relates to the Saturn being the planet responsible for our greatest tests and trials that comes about through feeling burdened with heavy responsibilities and concerns. As a result, Saturn can joyfully express its more limiting, uncomfortable offerings here. The good news about this placement in the birth chart is that it can be connected with a theme of overcoming one's enemies. Though difficult, can give the native great powers and perseverance through life's hardest passings in the end. That's the Capricorn. 12th house comparison of Saturn birth chart over this. This is on astrology.com. You can look it up for yourself. Back up the 10th house. Yes, like it says, time and patience. So there you go. So we're gonna go to the 11th house right now. That's the Aquarius. This is an interesting sign. This is one of my favorite signs, the Aquarius. They're to me, they're the real visionaries. They're the visionaries of this zodiac because we're in the Aquarius time. That's the sign of truth. So they're also a succeeding houses. The 11th sign, last but not least, of the succeeding, we completed all the succeeding signs and all the angular signs. And the last but not least, we'll complete the cadent house, Pisces. That's the next one. Okay, the 11th house of the chart analogs the sign of Aquarius on a personal level. This is the house of friendship, but also the strange point in the horoscope in which we find ways to communicate with our inner personality in the outer universe. It is the 3rd house from the 9th house, the one ruling deities and religion. So the 11th house basically represents the way God speaks to us. This is our perception of faith, beliefs, religion, and everything that gives purpose to our existence. It will push us towards the human activities and choices made for the well-being of the entire mankind. Its Latin name, benefactia, translates to friendship, and this is without a doubt its primary role. Okay, we're going to go over the other website that I have another link to. Let's see the zodiac signs. We're going to pop up. We're going to hit Aquarius for a minute. We're going to be on this for a while and break down the 11th house. Yes, the Taurus car. We're going to get in this personalities, man. We're going to read this and explain the Aquarius, what they're about. This is on backup. We just read. Now, we're going to read my sign, of course, as usual. The other two signs, we read it from all the 12 signs of the 1st and 2nd house, explain why they're important. You can scroll back to the video, and I'm not going to explain the rest. On the rest of the other houses, is no need because I may have a discussion with y'all about it. If y'all don't, that's cool. I'll round them off for you. We can go back and forth, see what we need, because this is important to get about the houses. So we're going to have the 11th house in Taurus, my sign. Okay, the Taurus speaks of the importance of social life for a person's material satisfaction. This doesn't mean their relationship with friends have anything to do with money, although they easily include, but rather that the satisfaction of the earth are recognized through them. They will learn about their senses through social contacts and often have many stable, loving and tender relationships that last a lifetime. This is a typical position for individuals who truly know how to nurture people they love without unrealistic expectations, holding on to their practical values and morals. There are no false pretenses here, for they wouldn't last, and natural approach is one that is easiest to incorporate into their life. Their deep desire for love, peace, and emotional stability is so strong that it often doesn't allow them to change in a proper time or the right way. If they remain flexible, this is a promise of joy and financial security at old age. Facts. Taurus and Aquarius, greatest fixed signs of all time, the best of the two. Aquarius is my personal favorite, even though I love my sign too. They try to say we're the best. Yeah, we're the best in situations, things like that. But I always put Aquarius above mine. I like their sign because they're more visionary like. We don't have that. We have the basic, I would say, external and internal values combined, but we're not an internal sign. We're mostly external. We do things externally. Now, internally is a little different. We work on some of them, but we don't have all of it. But that sign itself is an external. It can be internal too. at old age. I've noticed that now. But when I was younger, I was more external. You start out external when you get older. But I was an introvert, but I was external with my work. So that's a whole nother beast. I'll get into that another time. Let's go with the Aquarius, the 11th house, and we're going to back it up what it says. The 11th house in Aquarius speaks of liberation. A person needs slaves to our unhealthy routines, choices, habits, and relationships. These people will have a clear wish to be free, expressive as exactly themselves in their society. While human and righteous in their approach, they will rarely be brave enough to endure in their chases unless if the signs is extremely well set in personal chart. This is a position that gives as many friends as we need to be. We need to be there for us. Wake us up. Help us find our connection to the universal thought. If the position is extremely difficult, they become aware of the direct link they have to the skies above, the wish to go there before their time. In most cases, however, this is the position that allows individual growth through group and gives the opportunity to truly become enlightening and free. That's the Aquarius, and we're going to back this up with their characteristics, and we're going to go this. 11th sign, Aquarius are the perfect representatives for the age of Aquarius. Those born in the sign, this horoscope sign, that social conscience needed to carry us into the new millennium. Those are the Aquarius zodiac sign are humanitarian, philanthropic, and keenly interested in making the world a better place. Along those lines, they like to make the world work better, which is why they focus on much of their energy on social institutions, how they work for or don't work. Aquarians are visionaries, like I said before. Aquarians are visionaries, progressive souls who love to spend time thinking about how things can be better. They are also quick to engage others in this process, which is why they have so many friends and acquaintances. Making the world a better place is a collaborative effort for Aquarius. That's why they're air signs. And not only that, it's a fixed sign. Yeah, their color is silver and blue. And their main planet is really Uranus. I mean, Saturn's the other planet, but yeah, they're fixed mode sign. Yes, the middle of winter. Immovable, somewhat stubborn. That's a fixed sign for you. And formidable Aquarian intellect. The Aquarius is a unique sign. A lot of people don't like Aquarians because they're truth tellers. They're the age of truthers. That's what they are. That's their modern ruler. See, their dominant planet is Saturn, but their modern ruler is Uranus. And that's was found by William Hetchel, by the way. Let's read the 11th house to back up our claim on this other site that I have. But this is the astrology.com zodiac sign Aquarius. I gave y'all this before in the zodiac series. And I'm going to put this into my zodiac series. I'm going to save it to a playlist. Let's see. Zodiac series done. So we're going to get this done out of the way. I'm watching X right now, so I don't know if I'm going to stay on here that long. If no one comes up, it's cool. But if not, I won't shut it down. Let's see. The modern astrology, zodiac rules, 12th alphabet, and the innovation was created physical. Astrologers did the match sign, affinities to related house topics. Aquarius was assigned the 11th house of friends, alliances, and gifts. Since Aquarius' social and intellectual pursuits are aligned with the concerns of this house. Since Uranus had to be named a modern sub-ruler for Aquarius, it invites an offbeat uranium sub-signature to the 11th house. Yeah, that's all it says in the 11th house. And then the 12th house sense, yes, classical, birth chart, and all that. Okay. So Uranus is the house, Aquarian children. Interesting. So we're going to go with zodiac signs. We're going to go with Pisces to back up. They're dreamers. So they're dreamers, y'all. Let's not be fooled. Pisces are dreamers. They always in their side of their head. So we already know that. They are the cadence signs, the 12th sign of the zodiac, the Pisces. People get it wrong all the time. I don't know why. We're going to read it. Last but not least, and we're compatible with it too, in the compatibility department. There's always something strange about the 12th house, and however hard we try to define it, we can be sure its meaning will slip through our fingers as soon as we start thinking we caught it. This is a house with the Latin name carcer, meaning prison. And it can quietly literally turn your life into a prison in any imaginable way. If it is called the house of self undoing, the natural process of our self goes through the logical roll of the houses, the second after the first and the third after the second, etc. If we realize that the 12th house speaks of something entirely different, moving backwards from our first house to the 12th. The first there are behind our back. We have to ask ourselves how special it actually is, which is way does it help us evolve, or does it help us at all? That is a great fucking question. Pisces itself. Let's back this up. Let's back up the claims. On this site, shape.com, with this zodiac tree that I got. It's a backup claim. And then we got the astrology.com as well. The fishes, ruling planet, Neptune. Facts. 12th house of spirituality. That's the ruling house. Spirituality. That's what the Pisces represents. Key traits: empathetic, artistic, psychic, and dreamy. They're dreamers. I try to tell you, they're dreamers. They are fucking dreamers. That's what a Pisces is. There ain't nothing wrong with that, but that's their characteristics. They're good people too. The color is purple and white. That's their colors. And Neptune's a planet. The dominant domicile planet is Jupiter. That's their dominant planet is Jupiter. It really is Neptune. That's their modern. The two fishes, mutable water. So it's a cadent houses. It's a cadent house, by the way. The Torah cards, the moon, of course. And let's read. And it's a final sign of the zodiacal cycle. Hence, this is a sign brings together many of the characteristics of the 11 signs that have come before it. Pisces, however, are the happiest keeping many of these qualities under wraps. These folks are selfless, spiritual, and very focused on their inner journey. They also place great weight on what they are feeling. Yes, feelings define the Pisces zodiac sign. It is not uncommon for them to feel their own burdens and joys, as well as those of others. The intuition of the Pisces born is highly evolved. Many people associate Pisces with dreams and secrets, and it's a fair association. Yeah, it's a fair association. Like it says, since those born under the sign feel comfortable in a illusionary world. Yeah, they are dreamers. A lot of people try to say they're not dreamers, but they are. They have different elements of them too, characteristics. It's so much out there with the Pisces. So, yes, they deal with the water element. Yes, they're mutable sign that deals with change. Like I said, the dominant domicile of planet is Jupiter. Their modern is Neptune. That's their modern ruler. Pisces house. Let's read the 12th house. Modern astrology, 12th house alphabet, each zodiac rulers of the 12 houses in the birth chart. This innovation was created by the psychological astrologers matched the sign affinities to relate to the house topics. Pisces was assigned the 12th house of isolation, confinement, retreat, since the Pisces deep, reflective, and interior territory align with the concerns of this house. Since Pisces is ruled by hopeful Jupiter and transcend Neptune, this system invites these philosophical and spiritual planetary subsignatures to the 12th house. So that's all it says right here, the 12th house. The Pisces, as you can see, we covered everything. So to back it up the claims, and it's no need. If y'all want more claims to back up, we're gonna go. Let's go with this one right here. AskTheZodiac.com. We're gonna go with all. If y'all got any questions, I'll drop the links of each shines. But Yeah, these are the 12 houses. I just read the 12th house and we're going to give you the overview. So we're going to go with this link right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to put it in the chat. So, y'all can do whatever y'all want with it. And we're just going to bust down hold on. My fault. Paste. Yeah, the houses, if y'all want to read that. Yeah, we're going to dump that in here. As it's 2 hours talking about this stuff. If y'all want to come up a few seconds, that's fine. I'll pin it. And I'm just going to dump it on y'all. So we're going to paste it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like people coming at me at once. So we're going to deal with that. And yeah. If Toya wants to come up, I know she likes zodiacs, but yeah. 12 houses I explained, it's no need. Like the beginning of, I would say like a couple of minutes, an hour, I talked about the overview, the house systems, the house interpretations. I talked about the modalities, elements, and interpretations, house systems, how they work, equal house systems. This is talking about what the house means and things like that. Y'all can read that for yourself and explain all the different categories of houses I done got into. So the house systems is not important as much. I mean, they're good to learn about zodiacs and what your compatibles and things like that and characteristics. The angular houses I covered Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, and also covered the succeeding houses Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio, and Aquarius, and the cadent houses, of course. So that'll be under interpretations, right? And that's where I get it from. The house modality or something like that. Modality, how you want to pronounce that. But the angular houses, you already know, this is cardinal. They deal with the nature of Mars. Succeeding is the fixed sign quality. You already know Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces is the cadent houses. They deal with anything creative activities done later in angular houses. Yeah. So they give you all that. So you know how it is. But I know people are not coming through, but that's okay. But that's it for the 12 houses. I know the link's in the chat if y'all want to join and come up. But yeah, I'm done with it. But I'll give y'all that information and things like that. But for me, I just want to do something on the topic. And then I'll talk about the Tarot cards. I will talk about how important they can be. This is important, so I can put this in, and yeah, it's a 2-hour stream, and y'all can put this in. I put this in the Zodiac playlist, and I'll get into it. It's a decent stream and things like that, but I'm not going to go for long and things like that. So if y'all want to decide to communicate and whatever, so you know what I mean, like that's it. But yeah, so for me, I'm just doing it for my own purposes of reading. So it's gonna be days like that. I will do the Friday special, Friday night. I will do this Friday special madness this week, and I'll do it and be contuitive and things like that, and I will be more reliable, and I will also be more efficient what I'm doing. So that's the thing. So a lot of people just want to get upset what's going on. So you know what I'm saying, like that's just me talking, and that's just the further way to the truth. But yeah, so that's just the thing for me. But yeah, I talk about the houses and things like that. So if y'all want to talk and come up, so I'm good on that. So you know how it is, and that's just how I get down and things like that. So I'm not tripping over here and things like that. So and I talk about my little stuff all the time. So you can have what you have and then speak on. So you know what I mean. know what I mean? Like I just put it down to y'all. So, but occasionally, yeah. So I'm just gonna speak it through it, you know. But yeah, that's just what I'm gonna speak on and just do things like that. But that's just the whole point. But for me, I'm just gonna be out here right now. So, if y'all want to come through, just come through. You know what I'm saying? But that's the whole point. So, yeah. So I'm gonna be on mute. I'm gonna give y'all certain links, but yeah, like I said before, and I just talked about the Pisces and things like that, and it's feminine and things like that. I got the other site up, so I'll be right back and enjoy your thing. But the links in the chat if y'all want to join. So I'm gonna be on mute for a while, so I'll come right back. I'll be back. Yeah. What's going on? Yeah, I'm back. What's going on? Enhanced utility salute, man. Yeah, I'm just talking about little zodiacs and things like that in the nature. And I just put the house modalities in there, just business and things like that. But yeah, I mean I should have mean to do this in months and months ago in the summer. And I think DJ Kuda told me to do the houses and things like that. They're very important. When you talk about zodiacs and things like that and planetary stuff, this is where you get into the houses and planetary, and a lot of stuff matters. If you study astrology and things like that, like characteristics and things like that. I don't get into it that much, but make sure the houses are right. It's like a Roman style, like uh sacrament and things like that. But I'm not gonna get into in detail. Excuse me for y'all. I didn't mean to belch like that, but and their meanings and signs and things like that. Some people don't believe in the charts. It's cool. The Taurus cards are gonna be different. I'm gonna use another link for that and correlate what these are. And compatibility signs, you already know, fire and air and all this other stuff. So this one's my favorite, astrology, zodiacsigns.com. This is my favorite. This is better than the astrologies.com because they're very similar. This one I found last year during the pandemic in 2020. And I love this. They have the Taurus, the astrology, things like that. Love compatibility. And then there's the Taurus cards and their meanings, Arcana, Wands, Cups. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'll have to read up on these. The best way to do these is a little harder because I don't know which is which. But on the other one, yes. And I'm gonna have to read up on this one. This one's a little difficult. I'm gonna have to write some things down. So you know what I'm saying? Like that's just one of the things you have to deal with, you know. So yeah, man. That's one of the reasons I get into it. And that's just probably, the 12 houses things. I know it's over 2 hours right now, so I'm speaking. So, I got time. But tomorrow we'll talk about the Taurus cards. I'm gonna have to break that down and do things like that. But for me, the zodiacs is another thing that I do. I do talk about it. I talk about the characteristics and symbolisms and compatibilities of it. I do also talk about what those signs mean in daily. It's a yin feminine. Yeah, that's the Pisces. We just talked about that earlier, and its meanings and things like that. I don't see if it has a Taurus card. The Moon in the Knight of Cups. Let's see what that's talking about. I might have to use this. The Knight of Cups. It says what? The Moon. Okay, it's the Moon. That's Pisces, right? Oh, this is easy. Oh, this is yeah. I can do that. I can just bounce off. I can bounce off what it is, right? Yeah, I can use this. The website we just on tonight. Use other site. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use the Ask Astrology to each sign and the other one that have all the graphical Taurus sign. I'm gonna read the back it up, and then we're gonna pinpoint our points and have a discussion. We can do that, but I'll do that tomorrow. But tonight it's kind of like I'm dealing with the houses. So the house is 12th, and since we read all the houses, we can use this for now. But the Taurus cards, we're just gonna leave that alone for now. But we are gonna deal with of each sign. So yeah, we're gonna go astrology for me and the zodiac signs, but we're just gonna keep it simple and smooth, and that's it. But yeah, I'm gonna switch around. Let's go on to general. Yeah, we're going to I'll use 3 links to it tomorrow to break it down, and I'm gonna keep this link as I should, so I can have a better feel what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I know it's been 2 hours, and I know people that are not coming through because they're too busy over at Teapots acting a damn fool. I enjoy it, man. Like, I know people's going by via email and things like that, but it's not much on. I don't see who's on, because I know I'm not really into it right now. So, but yeah, I didn't want this to be an open discussion, but if y'all want to come up and talk about your other houses, we're going to stick with the houses tonight. We're going to stick to that subject. No off-topic nonsense. We're going to stick to the zodiac subject. We're going to stick to what's fair and realistic right now, because I want to discuss the houses, if anybody, and things like that. But my boy Mace got one in the room. God damn. Shouts out to Tori and Reload for giving me a moderation. Appreciate him. Man, Pastor had $4 on that channel. He did it. He's doing great. Might have to check out Rashawn's new joint. Seriously, I might have to check out his new joint. Toya's coming a long way. She said, I love black men. I like that. She was passionate about it. Why we need to, yeah. Late night chill stream. He did an hour. Shouts out to DJ Kuda. He's wanting some attention. Ism had a great panel last night. So red pill means tricking Bernard right after stream. Yeah. I'm glad he did that. I don't mess with BR like that. The 4 hours. Yeah. Yeah. I did a Labor Day stream too. It was in the morning. It's called a Labor Day stream. It was a 6-hour stream. I did a good job. I use a different type of mic then, so you know what I'm saying, but it's all good. Yeah, man. Yeah, my playlist is coming good. The conservatism thing, we're going to talk about that next week on the 13th, and I'm going to break down the people that's in it, and that may be a discussion in itself. We're going to talk about the people that's in it. I'm going to have to study some more this weekend, probably Saturday, get some links out and just put some pieces together and just give y'all the foundation and the meat of it and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we will do Sunday chills at the nighttime. I don't know what I'm going to do Sunday morning. I don't know what I'm going to do Sunday morning or whatever, because Friday nights, the chill spills and things like that. I don't know what I'm going to do Sunday morning. I might just, I don't know if I'm going to be a panelist that night or I'm just going to chill, because I'll talk about a few things and then just, and open up or whatever, because I can have a discussion and things like that. So, yeah, because I can easily have a discussion with y'all and just talk and just be myself and whatever. But I'll be on a wavelength. I'll be on a different microphone that morning. But for me, with this one, I'm on, your typical podcast on things like that. He said, Kuda need to come get this girl, though. Are you talking about JX? I don't think that's her, bro. I still haven't seen her cammed up fully on YouTube. That's my confirmation. Y'all need to stop. But yeah, the 12 houses matter. I mean, this is something I've been wanting to do for the longest. And we talked about it. I already talked about mines, if y'all want to talk about it. So in a house sense, let's talk about what we talked about earlier with the Aries on this one, the Ask Astrologies. Hold on, I'll give y'all the link to that. If y'all want to talk, I will be using this as well. And the other one to back up the Taurus cards. Because we need to talk. So yeah. So I know people's not coming up because everybody's busy doing their own things, which is great. I know they're not interested in that's good. That's good, because I got topics that not everybody's gonna come through. I'll talk about the zodiac. I mean, I will if someone's paying attention. I know people's into the fuckery Wednesday. You know how it is. And X and them. But Thursday night, I will talk about the Taurus cards. I'll bounce around because everybody's not gonna be on Thursday like that. I ain't got time to mess around. You know what I'm saying? I got something to say. I'm not one of these people talking about the same shit all the time. I'm moving forward. I have my time. You know, I got to do my content and stay efficient. That's what I do. I see things because I ain't going to be a panelist all the time. I'm going to tell you that right now. In the winter, I'm not going to be a panelist. I'm going to do content. I'm going to still do it. I'll talk about different things. I don't care. Fuck what people think. I have people come here and they come and go. Okay. That's how we're going to roll. I'm focused on me and only me because I got topics to talk about. I do the history shit. Get your knowledge on, and that's it. I ain't worried about this damn pandemic. That's just them trying to control the situation. If you can't, you got to evolve, man. Let's see. It's a cardinal, fire sign, cardinal. First house in astrology, ascendant, astronomic ruler. Here's the type we just mentioned about the house. We're going to talk about this too, the Aries. Zodiac ruler, Aries. Astronomical ruler, Mars. Element fire, the type angular, initiating. Traditional association, ego in action, initiative, contact in the world, around oneself, primary personality characteristics, physical appearance, Okeen, rulers of the horoscope, 194. Modern, what am I to myself, protect others, Okeen Roth, 133. Surface personality, how was asserted and initiated, how others use us initially, first impression. Instinctual expression, spontaneous action, initial impulse, first step forward, body language, what to do to survive as a separate entity, and focus on adventure and freedom, autonomy, Perry, and then the introduction to the astral psychological 360. The first house is the house of self. It is the house to your personality, character, manners, and style, and temperament. And classical astrology, physical characteristics. Since this house leads the chart, it has a special designation, also known as the ascendant and or the rising sun. If the Scorpio rules your first house, then you have a Scorpio ascendant or Scorpio rising. The point that rules the sign of your first house is known as the chart ruler. In the case of Scorpio ascendant, the chart ruler is Pluto, modern, and Mars, Hellenistic. Okay. The sign of the first house determines the signs of all others. The house receives extra attention in astrology. You will find a link to the detailed description of each sign of the first house and sorts of explanations. We covered that earlier on this other site. There's no need. The risings and all that. We covered that of my sign alone. But the first two parts we already covered. That's no need. This is another good one. Ask Astrology as well. It talks about the houses as well. Very good. Very good. Let's go with another astrology. I'm gonna go here because we mentioned the houses here and the modalities and things like that. Since we talked about the houses, the angular and things like that, we're gonna stop here. I've written them down, so if y'all want to come up or whatever, so I'll give it another hour or two because I got time tonight because I'll finish this off and this is going to be probably a long one so y'all can get information because I don't see who's going to come through. If they ain't going to come through, we're going to have a nice discussion and we ain't going to stay long because I 3 hours is my minimum and I'll cut it off in the 3 hour mark. So we're going to go with the houses. I'm going to keep moving around. Now we're going to the succeedant, second house, the bull. Dates of the sign, then you should be on the cusp. One signs feel the influence of the other side. Yeah. Second house of the zodiac. Key phrase I established: security and consistency. We're consistent. Actually, we're the yin. Not the yang, but the yin. But we're nocturnal in the moon, right? We're nocturnal in the moon, right? Okay. Feminine energy. Okay. Lucky day. Friday is our lucky day. We love Fridays, not Mondays. The other one says Mondays, but it's usually Friday. Friday's our lucky day. Lucky numbers 1, 2, 3, 7, 10, 12, and 19. That's the lucky numbers. The other one has something different. They said 24 is a lucky number. You know, everybody's different. But I was born on the 2nd. So that's a lucky number. 1, 2, 3, 7, 10, 12, 19. So, you know, they're lucky numbers. Okay, colors. Green is primary. Additional colors include brown. See, we have additional colors including brown. Yeah, we deal with pink, but green is our primary color. Body associations, throat, vocal cords, tonsils, and thyroid. Birth stones. Emerald primary. Additional stones, yes. Herbs is rose and foxglove. Yep. Rose and foxglove. Okay, the tarot cards, the Hierophant, and the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I got tarot cards for that. We're going to get into the Hierophant, and we're going to use each sign that's connected. And we're going to do it that way because the best way to do it is have 2 links and go back and forth. And we'll read them off. And that's what I'm going to do tomorrow because I'm not going to go in depth. We're going to go into the houses and what the second sign means. We're going to go into it. Tonight, I already explained the first half of the first hour. Y'all should read. It's no need. So we're getting the houses. Zodiac ruler, Taurus. Astronomical ruler, Venus. Element, Earth. Type, succeeded. Stabilizing. Traditional associations, money, self-worth, possessions, values, aesthetics. Yeah, aesthetics, and ability to prosper. A king rulers of the horoscope 194. Modern, what I have and value within myself and offer to others. A keen Roth 193. Approach to money and physical resources, possessions, that which gives pleasure, comfort, and security. One's attitude towards in the physical body and body needs, sensual gratification, focus on attachment and ownership issues around safety and stability. The way one acquires physical security, possessions, and what one acquires. Yep. What role in the second house plays in your life. That's what it says. We ain't going to get into that. It's no need. You know, like I talked about that earlier. That's what it says in the modern terms. Second house of the zodiac. So you know how that goes. They all play a role. Houses play a role. Y'all can read that for yourself. But yeah, we're gonna go zodiac signs, characteristics. We're gonna go with Gemini. It's the 3rd house. The twins. Carrying twins. Oh my Lord. Air sign, quality, mutable, natural 3rd, ruling planet Mercury, the twin, the carrying twins, of course. You already know the colors is. Oh, see, I didn't know the colors was primary green. The additional colors is red, pink, black, and white. But actually, their colors is blue. But they say green's their primary color. I didn't know that. So it's 3, 5, 7, 12, 16, 23, and 39. Those are the lucky numbers. Birth stars, Alexandrite, primary color. Okay, that must be a particular green. Flowers, lavender, lily of the valley. The Lovers, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, we're going to get into that. That's a whole nother piece of this. This is a good piece. So we're going to talk about the Knights of Swords. We're going to back up claims and do this. I'm going to ask, I'm going to probably have to add, I'm going to have Ask Astrologies as the topic of the tarot cards and the other one and the one that's we're going to read off. Or the ones we're going to use the same one. And I might have to write another list of that. So the modalities, yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep the writing here. So y'all can keep that. So We talked about that. So let's go to third house. It's a cadent of the houses. So it's cadent adapting to deal with changes. So zodiac ruler, Gemini. Astronomical ruler, Mercury. Element air. Type cadent adapting. That means it's a mutable sign. Traditional association, method of communication, early education of environment, brothers and sisters, close friends. And let's read the modern. What I think, the seeking to communicate to others, focus on acquiring, communicating information, day-to-day thinking, rote learning in early school experiences, dating, gathering, writing, and reporting, getting to the message out, short distance and travel. Short distance travel and sibling relationships, neighbors, and that's it. That's it on that. So we got that out of the way, and that's the Gemini. And Aries house is a little different. So we got it under control. So you know how that goes. What's going on, 1G? Salute, bro. Salute. You had a good stream. Okay. Sir, even tried a website called Your Tango for zodiac signs. Okay, Your Tango. Okay, appreciate you, man. I'm gonna write that down. Thanks. I'll give it a shot. I might do a future stream on that. I might do it. So what's it called? Your Tango. Okay. I might have to make a folder, man. Might have to make a folder. Hold on. Your Tango. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm going to shouts out to Generate with that one. I'm gonna make a folder for the zodiac folder. I'll make it one for the folder. So for that, I'm gonna make a folder on that. So appreciate you for that, man. And I will after I get done with the stream. So I'll show you the pieces and the houses in a minute. So when we got Cancer, so we got the Crab. So we in here tonight. So we're gonna get this down because nobody's not coming up. I think this is a stream that nobody's not gonna be on the panel tonight because I know they're busy on Wednesday because Wednesday is a rough time. And that's good. That's good because I don't have many people on panels anyway. That's a good thing because some days they ain't gonna be on panels. They taking a break from this stuff, and that's cool. I do different things. I do content. I don't care who listens because eventually it's gonna be days I ain't gonna open the panel. Period. I can talk to y'all from the chat. That's easy. That's easy. Symbol, the crab. Element water, quality cardinal, fourth house. That's the natural house. The moon. Key phrase, I care. Motivations, healing and nurturing. The yin feminine. Lucky day, Sunday. Lucky numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 20, 26. Blue primarily. Additional colors include cream, body associates chest, breast, and stomach. Birthstones, ruby primary, the Chariot, and the King of Cups. We're gonna talk about that in the future. So no, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But we're gonna talk about his the Your Tango thing. That we're gonna deal with compatibilities on that one. We'll break it down. Y'all. Okay. Zodiac sign ruler, Cancer, astronomical moon, element of water, the angular, initiating. That's the cardinal sign. Traditional association, physical roots, one family, and especially the mother and domestic issues, homes. Modern, what I stand upon as my foundation so that I can give others personal past, nesting experience, and family roots and foundations. Foundation and early childhood experiences of nurturing, home, domestic conditioners, conditionings, and past and present sense of belonging, real estate, and other activities having to do with the land, homeland, patriotism. That's it. So that's the Cancerian way. Damn. What's up with this girl, man? She got issues. Oh, got issues. Okay. So we deal with the Cancer, and then we're going to go back for it for a while. We're going to the zodiacs, and we're going to go Cancer. We're going to do Leo. We're going to do them all tonight, and then I'm going to be done. Of course, y'all know what this is. The Leo, the fixed sign in fire. 5th house, the sun. I shine. Motivations, performing and leading. The Yang, masculine. The Yang. Lucky day is Sunday. Lucky numbers 2, 3, 5, 11, and 14. Wow. My mom's lucky number. Oh, she's a second. Okay. It's mom's birthday. Okay. Colors, gold. Additional colors including yellow, red, and orange. Body association, heart, spine, upper back. Birthstones, peridot. That's a peridot green. That's her birthstone. That's my mom's birthstone. Peridot. Yeah, that's a Leo. Peridot. Additional stones including carnelian, amber, tiger's eye, and sardonyx, and then sunflower and marigold is their flowers. Strength, Queen of Wands. Fifth sign of the zodiac, ruled by the sun, ruling fifth sign. Leo symbolize creativity, leadership, competition, and performance. Yep. So let's read about the 5th house. Let's break down the houses. Leo is the ruler, the sun sign, astronomical ruler, element fire, succeedent, stabilizing. That means fixed sign. Traditional association, pleasure, children, method of area of creativity, self-expression, romance, and lovers. Modern, what I create and enjoy sharing with others. Creative self-expression or performance via theater, teaching of the arts, subjective perception of audience, e.g. fans, spectators, supporters, detractors, experiences of validation of innovation and invalidation, validation or invalidation, especially through romance and courtship, one's romantic interests, all forms of play and recreation, parties, vacations, fun and games, and entertainment, sports and gambling, and speculations and playmates and blossom buddies, and the results of creativity, including one's children. Yep. That is the Leo for y'all. And I'm going to go up here, because I know this is getting tricky over here. It's getting crazy tonight. Yes, we're going to get into it. So we're going to get into, this is the maiden, the Virgo, the maiden. Earth sign, mutable, 6 of the house. Mercury, I serve. Maintaining and fixing. Yin, the feminine energy. Wednesday is their day. This is Virgo's favorite day. Lucky day, Wednesday. 2, 6, 8, 15, 20, 35. Colors, silver primarily. Additional colors including indigo, green, and brown. Body associations, abdominal, digestive system, intestines, and spleen. Sapphire is their birthstone. That's a bluish color. The Hermit and the Knight of Pentacles. So we're going all in order. So, yeah. So we got this on the wraps. And so we're going to set this up here. And yeah. So the Virgo and Mercury and things like that. So you know how that goes. And I know people that are not into it. Oh, what's going on? Underrated. Salute, man. And okay. So we're gonna go into it right quick. The zodiac ruler, you already know, it's Virgo, astronomical Mercury, Element earth sign. Cadent means adapting. That means mutable. Traditional work and job, health, pets, employees, techniques for self improvement. Traditional, it says what I integrated with myself so that I may serve others. Mundane, day-to-day responsibilities, chores, tasks, and attending details, health and hygiene, repair, maintenance department. Work and relations with co-workers, employees, being of a service to the community, focus on task, getting the job done, employment. So yeah, man. Let's see. We're gonna go right through the houses real quick. So we're gonna do them again. This is gonna be an interesting one. You see the pattern. We can talk. So what's going on, RPA? Salute. And I know how people want to get into the houses. Shouts out to Kuda for giving me that thought for this stream. So we talked about this months ago. And Libras the scales. I know a few Libras that come on my channel. I think it's Triple Black and Just DeAndre. You know, shouts out to those brothers. So Aries sign, Cardinal, 7th sign, Venus. Key phrase, I relate, balancing, analyzing, and it's the yang. That's masculine. Lucky day is Friday. Yeah, we have the same lucky days. Even my sign is Friday. 1, 5, 6, 7, 10, 14, and 24. The colors is pink, primary. Additional colors including white and orange. Body associations is kidneys, skin, lumbar region, and endocrine system, and buttocks. Birthstone is opal, and a tarot card is justice and kings of swords. Wow. We'll talk about the tarot cards tomorrow night. So y'all better get ready. We're gonna link by link and talk by talk, and then we're gonna have a discussion. Because that way I can get my mind right. So tonight we're talking about the houses. We're gonna get into it. We got 3 more houses. Hold on. How many houses we got? So we're on the 7th house. That's on the cadent. We're going to the 8th house of Scorpio. That's got 8, 9, 10. That's the Capricorn. The last of the angular houses. We're on the angular houses right now. So Capricorn will be after the cadent houses, and we're dealing with succeedent houses. That's Scorpio next, and then we'll be on the cadent. And the Aquarius back to succeed. We're going to complete that. And then we're going to complete Capricorn and then Pisces. So we got a couple more houses to go. Okay, Libra, asteroid ruler Venus, air, angular, initiating. That means cardinal sign, traditional, associates relationships in general, marriage, or business patterns in particular. What I seek from others. What I seek to harmonize myself that externalize through my relationships with others. The not self qualities we project, attract, evoke other people, contracts and agreements, marriage, divorce, public relations, and networking in general, ability to socialize and conform to social amenities, social contract, art, beauty, aesthetics. That's it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it yet again. So we're going to go Scorpio this time. You already know what the Scorpion is. Fixed sign, of course. Classical or eagle serpent. Scorpio or scorpion. Water sign, fixed. 8th sign. Classical, Mars. That's their former planet. That's their dominant. And Pluto's their modern. I transform. Regenerating, my fault. Regenerating, penetrating. Their sign is yin. Lucky day, Tuesday, 2, 3, 5, 8, 20, 21, and 41. Black is a primary color, includes maroon and brown. It's black and red, but maroon is their color too. And they deal with brown. They got more additional colors on this one, they say. So, yeah. Birthstone is topaz. Wow. So topaz in the manosphere, not in the manosphere, in these spaces, her birthstone is topaz. I'm gonna tell her that. That's her primary birthstone is topaz. She's named after her birthstone. Wow. Interesting. Death and Queen of Cups. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Scorpio's Taurus card. We're gonna get into that tomorrow. We're gonna talk about all of them. Damn near. We're gonna line it up, and we're gonna go and read it. We're gonna go with the 8th house because I don't know who's coming up and things like that. So I'm gonna get this straight away. All right. Zodiac ruler Scorpio, Pluto, modern. Mars is Hellenistic. That's their classic. That's their dominant element. Water, succeedent. Stabilizing, that means fixed. Traditional associations, sex, death, taxes, inherit or share wealth coming from partnerships, methods of regenerations, dream life. So, okay, modern. What I need to transform in myself so that I may better heal others. That's what it says. Healing relationships, doctor, therapist, share financial relationships, tax, personal taxes, shadows, in interest matters pertaining to danger, death, the occult, or simply unknown. Okay. So we're going to go to the 9th house. We got 3 more houses to go. We're going to Sagittarius, the Archer, or the Minotaur. We are not sexual, baby. My feet is the Archer, the element of fire. Fire. Constellations. The Archer, the Minotaur. Yeah, fire sign, mutable. Jupiter. I master, experiencing and exploring. Yang, masculine. Lucky day, Thursday. 4th, 5, 9, 22, 23, 45. Their colors is primary red. Red is the color, kind of like the Aries. Includes orange and yellow. Hips, thighs, liver, sciatic nerve, I believe. Yeah, sciatic nerve. Okay, birthstone is turquoise. Turquoise is their primary birthstone. Okay, carnation, foxtail lily is a flower. Temperance, Knight of Wands. Wow. We got to go with the 9th house and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Sagittarius, astronomical Jupiter, fire, cadent. That means changing. That means mutable, adapting. Traditional, higher education, religious or philosophical beliefs, foreign travel and publishing. We talked about that earlier. Okay. Modern, what I expand in myself thus may teach others. Experience in higher education, philosophy or religion, matters of faith, ideology, ethics, and values. Encounters with teachers, truth-seeking, scholarship concerning about justice and legality, dissemination of knowledge through teaching, publishing, promotion, or advertising, travel, and sacred journeys. Okay, 2 more signs to go. We got to go with the Capricorn. Capricorn. A lot of people say they're visionaries, but technically they're not. They're pragmatic. Y'all get that wrong. It's the visionaries is Aquarius. I'm trying to tell y'all. They're the truth tellers. Capricorns are nothing more than pragmatic people. That's all they are. You have to look at LeBron James. The sea goat. The Capricorn. One of my favorite cardinal signs. Cancer is my second favorite. My least favorite is Libra. I'm not a fan of Libras like that. Libras are too indecisive. I mean, they're good people. Some of them are good. But when it comes to the female Libras, they're the worst. They don't know what they want. It's hard for the women. I can't speak for, the guys are cool in friendships and business and things like that. But the females, not so much. They show their true side. They show the worst of the zodiac traits. It's kind of funny. But the Capricorns on both genders is cool. You can communicate with them with ease. They hold deep secrets. That's their little abilities and things like that. Okay. Seago, Earth sign, Cardinals, starting of the winter season. 10th house, Saturn. I achieve, producing, seducing. Oh, my fault. Producing, succeeding. My fault. Producing and succeeding. My fault. I had to correct myself. It's a yin, feminine. Lucky day, Saturday is their day. Saturday. 1, 7, 9, 10, 16, 36, 52. The colors is like I said, like the other one said on the other website. It says khaki is a primary. Additional colors is gray, black, and dark blue. Those are their colors. That's the Capricorn colors. That's their additional colors included: gray, black, and dark blue. But the main color is khaki. Okay. Knees, joints, skeletal bones. Skeletal system and teeth. That's the heart of the Capricorn. Blue sapphire primary or regular sapphire. It could be like a color. Okay. Blue sapphire. Okay. Their Tauric cards is the Devil and the King of Pentacles. A lot of people try to say they don't have the Devil sign. No, it ain't the Joker. It's the Devil Tauric card. I'm trying to break you down. That's a Capricorn talking about Baphomet. Yeah, that's a whole nother, that's kind of strange. But personality traits, we already know about their personality. Capricorns is earth sign. Earth signs are vicious when they tell jokes, and especially Virgos. Okay, we talked about the Capricorn. We got to talk about the Aquarius. The Aquarius, this is one of my favorite fixed signs. Air sign fixed, 11th. Uranus, classical Saturn is the dominant planet, their domicile planet. The modern planet is Uranus, that watery green planet as the ring. So we already know. Yang masculine, networking, envisioning. I socialize. Lucky days, Saturday. Lucky numbers 2, 8, 9, 11, 17, 18, and 35. Colors, aquamarine. The colors is aquamarine. Yeah, aquamarine colors. That's like a lightish turquoise color. Aquamarine. Additional colors is including violet and turquoise. That makes sense. It represents their zodiac. Body association: ankles, calves, shins, and circular system. Birthstones: amethyst. That's like a purple. Orchid and bird of paradise. The star and the queen of swords. The Aquarius, truth sign. The age of truth. Let's get it. And the last sign we're going to talk about is the Pisces, and I'll shut this down in a few more minutes. I'll see how much time we got. It's going to be over 3 hours, so we're gonna get through it. Oh, it's already over 3 hours. My fault. Yeah, it's over 3 hours. So we got 2 hours in. So yeah, it's past. Oh, it's already my time. Yeah, I might have to close this down because people ain't coming through like that. Our last one we're gonna do is the Pisces, and I'm gonna shut this down. Yeah, because I ain't gonna stay on for that long because I got my limit. Yeah, because I'm gonna save myself for the Taurus cards. We're gonna get into that, and we're gonna break that down in the nighttime. So because Thursday will be the day we're gonna talk. We're gonna stick with the Taurus cards and things like that, and the open discussions, like open panels. We're gonna talk about that Friday special. Things like that, sum up the topic, come up with some things and things of that nature. Oh, damn, I got a hole in my sock. Oh, shit. I don't want that. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. I knew that was coming. Oh, I knew that was coming. Yeah. Gotta throw them socks away. I get some more. Yeah, I was waiting to tear, wasn't it? Yeah. It's a whole nother beast. Okay, we're gonna read this. Zodiac sign ruler, Aquarius, astronomical ruler, modern. Hellenistic, that's their dominant planet, that's Saturn. Air. Succeeding, stabilizing, means fixed sign. Itching a little bit. Groups, organizing, friends, associates, hopes, wishes, aspirations. What I envision as the truth, I may distribute the visions of others. Ideals, aspirations for the humanity as a whole, friends of the like mind bounded for common cause, movements, and humanitarian concerns, group associations, activities on the cutting edge. Changes of colleagues, associating progressive ideas, hope, altruistic acts. So, last but not least, we're going to talk about the Pisces, and we're going to end it there. And that's the last but not least, 12 signs. I just talked about 3 hours of the 12 houses. Check it out on my playlist, the Zodiac playlist, and it's called The 12 Houses. I talked about a little bit of everything, went in depth. Pay attention to 3 hours. If y'all miss it halfway, the first hour, I discussed all the houses. I talked about my sign compared to the rest of the way. The first 2 hours, talk about the first 2 houses, I explained, but I put links in the chat and y'all can research this stuff for your own and read about your signs and compare to each houses, how it correlates. Because this wasn't really open discussion, but this will be, because I'm about to shut this down in the next couple of minutes. So, how I say, that's a whole nother story. Yeah. He says, I'm in the building, bro. I'm here supporting. That's salute to you, man. Yeah, this is gonna be like, I'm finishing the houses, but I'm also gonna do the tarot cards tomorrow. I'm gonna break them down. I'm gonna use the same links, but I'm gonna link this link with the houses. I mean, not the houses, but the tarot cards, and we're gonna read them off. And then I'm gonna read another link off to back up what these signs are connected to. Okay, we're gonna start with one. Then I'm going to go with the other one, my personal favorite zodiac signs. I'm going to create the folder after I get done with this and break it all down to you, because we're going to get this done, because I can deal with the zodiacs with y'all all day and get the folders in. So we're going to have this. We'll put them in folders and stuff. And the one that Degenerate mentioned is called Your Tango. We'll mention that as well. That's going to be a separate stream. And we'll talk about open discussion about zodiacs, and then we're just going to stick with it. And I got a whole playlist talking about the houses and things like that. Because if anyone asks, look at my playlist. I talk about all that. That's why I'm doing this for. So I'm going to structure it right. Okay. 2 fishes, the water sign, mutable, 12th house of the zodiac. The classic Jupiter. The modern planet is Neptune. I imagine, dreaming, and spiritualizing. Yin. Their favorite day is Thursday. Figures. 3, 5, 8, 12, 14, 26. Lavender is their color. That's purple. It's primary. Colors including sea foam green and aquamarine. Interesting. That's the same color. That's the Aquarius's color, aquamarine. That's because it's fish symbolism. Okay. Body associates feet and lymphatic system. Aquamarine is their birthstone primary. Okay. The moon, the Knight of Cups. So we got to go to the last but not least, the 12th sign, and we're going to go backwards with this one. Modern, what I believe about life is so what I may inspire others. The collective unconscious mysticism, service of the selfless or spiritual nature, clarity work, places of solitude, escape, retreats, the wilderness, places of incarnation, hospitals, shelters, and prisons, sacrifice, victimization, self undoing, transcend creativity, poetry, film, music, and dancing, working with the unconscious, dreaming, analyzing, intuition, training, PSI, phenomena. Traditional association, all things is hidden, obscure, secret lovers, hidden treasures, concealed strengths, and weakness. Yep. Type K, that means adapting. Mutable sign, element water. Neptune is the modern, and Jupiter is the domicile, Hellenistic, dominant planetary sign. Okay. Pisces. So that is it, y'all. That is it. That is it. That is it. That is it. So we're gonna go here. If y'all, case one, y'all know read this from, you can read this for yourself. I'll put this in here again if y'all don't read. I'm gonna put this in the chat. I know people are tired and getting through this, so that is it. So, as what I was saying, yeah, we'll talk about the Tarot cards, and I know this is gonna be a touchy one, and I'll put the links down. So, as we were speaking, I'll look at your tango for a minute. Hold on. Your tango horoscope. Okay. Your tangle. Let's see. I'm gonna add something. Shouts out to Degenerate for this. Yeah. See if I find it real quick. Oh, okay. They put it right beside ribbon. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I'm moving all my zodiacs into one thing. All right. Enough of that. Enough of that. Enough of that. So, as what I'm saying, but that's it. It's been 3 hours and 17 minutes and 40 some seconds. So with that, I'm gonna pull out. Let me change my avatar for a minute. I'm gonna change it for a minute. And go back to this. Shalom and peace.